And he was like, you ever regret a joke? And I was like, one. There's one. Yeah. It was like, if anything that got in the way of my friendships, that'd be it. But that's the only one.
You friends with Kobe's wife? Fully Loaded is coming your way this summer, the biggest party of the summer with the best comedians in the world. Big J. Okerson, Mark Norman, Dave Attell, Dan Soder, Whitney Cummings, Tony Hinchcliffe, Stavros Halkias, Matt McCusker. I'm telling you, we're adding more people. We've got a big announcement we can't mention that'll be on that first week, starting June 12th in Macon, Georgia, Charleston, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia, West Palm Beach, Florida, Daytona Beach, Florida, Canton, Ohio, Columbia, Maryland, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, Darien Center, New York, Rogers, Arkansas, Camdenton, Missouri, Brandon, Mississippi, and Orange Beach, Alabama. I'll throw the party. All you got to do is show up.
Can we pause to change my laundry halfway in?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, great. I'm on a long roadie. You know how it is. Search for a fucking laundry machine.
Have you been partying this week? Really?
Also, I was sober for 3 weeks, getting ready for my special.
Really?
No, nothing. Coffee I stayed on, but that was it. So now my tolerance is lower, and now I'm back in I was partying last week too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Once I just want my skin looking okay, and then it was like, sweet.
Oh, fuck! I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It takes a while for my skin to clear up.
Yeah, but a few
When
weeks.
did that start happening? Because I remember the day it started happening to me. I was doing a press run in New York, and I slapped DeRosa in the face that day, and all the comments were
because he deserved it. I'm sure.
No, it was the Will Smith slap.
So you slapped DeRosa?
And
you're like, oh, it's game on? And you're just like, where's DeRosa? Where is he right now? Looks like comics aren't fighting back. Let's go. If the top level comics aren't fighting back, I could definitely slap DeRosa in the face. That little bitch ain't going to do anything except cry.
What do you think would happen if you slapped Chris Rock in the face right now? Do you think he's ready for it now?
It'd be hacky. Oh, right. You're like, would he be like, oh, no, if I had it again, I'd be ready.
Yeah, because he's already lived that.
He must have played out so many scenarios in his head. The one I would have loved is when Will Smith turned like a cunt and walked away. If Chris, I mean, you're not ready for it. So no fault to anybody.
No one's ready for it.
Right. So he walked up knowing what he was going to do. So he had a 20-second like head start in thinking, slap, walk away. If Chris Rock was like, what the? And then just ran after him and jumped on his back like Cat Williams at the store in the old days and just started fucking Manchi-Chiing him. That would have been fucking sick.
Dude, I just met Cat Williams for the first time.
Really?
I'm not one of the 3 comics he hates.
6.
They got those 3. Rogan gets those 3 comics.
You're not.
I'm absolutely not.
I am just hoping that I'm not big enough to be on his radar as one of them.
I didn't want to be on his radar. I saw Lunel. Well, I saw everyone. I saw Lunel. I saw Mike Epps. Yeah. I was always wondering if Mike Epps remembered me.
Where'd you see this? The BET Awards?
By the way, I know that's a joke, but that does sound like an honest question. No, I was at a party for the
car
festival.
breakdown in fucking Compton. Where'd you see all these people?
I was over
at Pat's Ribs Barbecue.
I saw Pat there, but no, Cat was. I was always wondering if like, I know that like this sounds gross,
yeah,
and you're a pretty good barometer of like what's gross in this business. Yeah. But I always wonder. Don't you ever wonder, does that person know me? And then when they do know, you're like, shut the fuck up.
How do you know me? What? Where would you know me from? Like, you're on like TV and big podcast? And like, I guess so, but weird. Even the old days when you'd reach out to somebody, like when they didn't even know what podcasts were, you had to kind of explain to a lot of guests, like, it's like an internet radio thing. Anyway, I read your book and I just thought you were interesting. Would you be up for it if you're ever? And they'd be like, oh yeah, no, I know you. Like, what?
Oh, I remember bringing people to I remember I brought Bobby Flay to my house.
Yeah.
And he was in a suit for a podcast.
Yeah.
And I knew I had air conditioning in the man cave. And he was like, what? Like, he thought I was bringing him in to kill him.
He was like, what is this?
What the fuck?
Yeah, where's your office? What is this?
But yeah, I always am curious.
I love Bobby Flay. I love how his best Chick-fil-A was his best work.
Come on, guys. His fish was mine.
Fish fillet? Bobby Fish Fillet?
Bobby Fish Fillet.
He's got to have a whole series of fucking...
When he plays chess, is he Bobby Fischer Fillet?
Can you be quiet for 1 second and turn my mic way up and let's do ASMR.
Wait, no. I want to do ASMR. This is me moving my Zin in my mouth, okay? Why did you get back into podcasting?
I found something I wanted to work on. I found something I wanted to do.
Tell me about when it got exhausting to you. Because I'm going to tell you what I'm going through, and I know what you're gonna say, but Mitzi always said, she goes, one of my like troubles. She goes, you can always trust Ari to be Ari. I am predictable in my fucking outsiderness. I can best explain it by a moment that happened at the 5K.
Yeah.
I had a few moments in life where I didn't know if I felt everything was performative.
Uh-huh.
Everything was performative.
Yeah.
And the other day at the 5K, a girl blew out her knee, and I was right in front of me, and she hit her head pretty hard.
And you were like, turn the cameras on, let's help her.
No, but I went to sit with her to hold her hand, and I had a voice in my head go, I wonder if anyone's filming this. And I went, what the fuck?
What's wrong with me?
Yeah, what's wrong with me? Like, where's my head at?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want that anymore. Like, I really don't want it. I understand that is probably, it's a part of my authentic person. Like when we were in Atlanta and we were at the liquor store and I like turning the camera, I like getting loose, I like having fun, but in moments like that, and so that's where I've been at. And it's even with conversations on podcasts, I started like going, so I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
I'm burnt out. And you got burnt out.
That was one of the things I wanted when I stopped Skeptic Tank. I was like, I haven't been not recorded for a full week in a long time. And it's like, that's not an authentic, you're being watched. It's like the girls in the mist. Like they behave differently when they're being recorded.
Tom and I
you guys are celebrities now. There's a good chance somebody's videotaping you wherever you go.
Yeah.
You can't just pick your nose.
Tom, I still do. And I eat it.
It goes with your personality. You eat them?
Yeah.
What else are you going to do with them?
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's obvious eat them.
It's you.
It's you.
You created it.
You have your saliva in your mouth.
Yeah.
You eat that.
Yeah. And you go like this and swallow it. Why wouldn't
you can feel it in your throat.
Yeah, and you can feel it in your fucking throat.
These people are wrong.
I
blame Obama.
What like I was thinking the other day, I was like, I called Joe and I was like, I've talked to Joe and like if you put it in time, if you crammed all the hours I've spent talking to Joe, 90% of them were recorded.
Damn.
When you think about it.
Damn.
Like you spend so much time. Like I remember one time I was on the phone with him, we were talking something, and he goes, you know what, stop. Let's just come over, we'll do a podcast. This is a good conversation.
Ugh. Yeah, we can like commodify this conversation.
Yeah.
I was sitting talking to Anya Marina, remember her? She's a musician.
Anya Marina.
Nah, she's friends with Nikki
Glazer,
yeah.
I'm not familiar with her.
I don't know if she still is or not.
Was she on Tony's Roast?
She was on Tony's Roast, yeah. Anyway, Anya's a really cool musician, kind of folky. And we were talking outside the stand once, and Bonnie McFarlane comes up. She goes, what are you guys doing? Unrecorded podcast? And I'm like, damn, that's what it is, I guess.
Me and Tom's relationship is entirely recorded.
Yeah.
Our friendship is always like,
Don't you find that odd?
I just recently started finding it odd. Like I realized
to find out who you are.
Well, when we started the company, we started talking more about the business stuff, and then I realized we haven't really hung out. And
yeah,
and
I wrote you guys the other day. You didn't text me back. If we're just going on a hike or
if we're gonna be very honest,
yeah.
Tom gets exhausted very easily.
I know, that's why we should go do a hike.
And yeah, that's what
let's just go friends go out.
Well, I think his time is precious right now because he's, busy with the festival and he's, the forum and he's got the new show and he's writing for the new show. And so he's like burnt out. But I started going like all my friendships, like I talk to you.
Yeah.
I've talked to you more than anyone off air.
Wow.
And probably Shane Gillis are the two people I talk to the most off air.
Did you say I'm your anchor?
You are. You're definitely. Well, you are. You're my. You're a buoy in the channel. You're a channel marker for me because when I get a little lost or confused or like I'm always know that whatever you're gonna say is the truth, even though you're like Leanne. That's why
Shane does that too. He'll like, it's like, hey, is this gay to post this picture? And I'm like, you know it is. You know it is. And
if you have to ask.
No, it's not. It's like, dude, and he's like, fuck you. And then I'll hang up and delete it.
It's were you feeling that with Skeptic Tank? And then
yeah, it was a lot of things. It's just like when I moved to New York, it was like, wasn't just one thing. It was a lot of things. It was like, I want to try a new comedy scene. I want to fuck some black chicks. I wanted to fucking go to new restaurants.
You ever fucked a black chick?
I hadn't until I moved to New York.
Really?
It's a melting pot.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about her.
A couple of them.
Really?
Starter blacks.
They call it a train.
Yeah. Real starter blacks.
Real starter blacks.
Yeah, ponytail, Stacey Dash black. You know what I'm talking about. Starter black. You can't go full fucking, you know what I mean? You can't go full Vanessa Williams right away.
I would like to go.
Venus Williams.
I would like to go like fucking like Tunisia. Like,
oh, that.
Like, wow. I want dark. I don't want him to be great with English.
Wow.
I want her to be taller than me.
Yeah.
I want a shaved head.
Uh-huh.
I want her to like, I want her to eat with her fingers. Like,
do the thing, the push forward.
Yeah. It's fucking badass.
West African.
I've eaten with, we were in Tanzania.
Yeah.
I said Tunisia. I don't even know where the fuck that is. We were in Tanzania and I
think it's like Morocco-ish. Yeah.
We were with the Maasai tribe and we had dinner with them and they were the fucking chicks. First of all, fucking racks. Just topless.
What?
I think. Oh no, they had to have tops on. We were doing for TV.
Yeah, but behind the scenes,
there were some topless and just
really,
and just they fucking
naturals.
And I was like, that's the black chick I'd like to date.
Damn. Wow. Anyway, so yeah, did that. Got new comedy scene, new restaurants, just new life. But anyway, same thing with the podcast. It was like a lot of it was. This is the main part of it, though. It started to feel like a job. And when I realized that, it hit me. I'm like, oh, I got responsibility to do it. The money was better than it had ever been.
Your podcast, I know this because I looked on your computer one time, was getting 700,000 downloads per episode. And this is right when I was on track. This is 8 years ago.
Oh, wow.
8 years ago. Those numbers today are still fucking pretty epic.
It is wild. It is like TV shows had been on with less viewers than that.
All of them.
Yeah.
My Travel Channel show.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Had 300,000.
And successful.
300,000 less viewers.
And when I realized it was a job, I was like, oh, this is not why I didn't want to get into this thing for a job. I'm very lucky to not have a job and responsibility. So then I was like, I'm done. Let me just wrap it up right.
Yeah.
Let me just get the last few people I wanted to get on. And I think I probably had to promote my special. So I was like, couldn't do it before my special came out, something like that. And then just like try to overlap it with this other podcast, but then it just like didn't happen. I was like, I'm done. Yeah. I got my last episode was like a mentor of mine for my interview style. It was Ron Bennington. He was like who I modeled my podcast after. So then I finally got him on talking about interviews in general. And then I was like, I'm done. And then I saw Soder I had a barbecue. He had quit the bonfire.
By the way, I mean this for real.
Yeah.
And I know that this is like a divided opinion. Best thing he ever did.
So it felt like a job for him too. Great job. Great job. Know? It's like, it's hard to explain to someone, like, it's just privilege, you know? It's like you talk to someone from like fucking broke Ethiopia about your complaints. Like, what? It's like, you know, Fahim had a joke about Succession when they were like, all their things like, my helicopter didn't work today. And like, no. Yeah. Everyone's like, what? So anyway, I saw him at a barbecue. He was like, how's it been having a podcast? I was like, oh, buddy, we got to talk. Yeah. It's so fun. There's nothing to do. You're just a comic again. There's no like this thing nagging you of like, who I got to get on. And you and Tom have done pretty well at like, Tom has set this thing up through a lot of hard work of I come in, hit the button. So anyway, we're here today. Hit end, goodbye. And then it's all taken care of. So he has very little work.
It's work. Here's what I struggle with. And I don't mean to out myself, but like, I was very grateful for Joe to have me on when I didn't sell tickets. Mm-hmm. And so I remember that. And I have always been like, yo, please come on.
You've always been good about getting low-level comics, like not celebrities.
Yeah, and let them learn how to do a podcast.
Oh, right.
So they can learn how to do a podcast. I'll be very candid. Mark Norman, and I hope he hears this. He should hear this. I want to call him and tell him this.
Yeah,
was maybe one of the worst guests I had ever had on. He's like, I'm not good at this. I don't know. And now one of the best guys on a podcast.
We were going to Rogan's last time, and he goes, and we were talking. He's like, you got to be good at podcasts. That's just the reality.
Yeah,
and it's like that's just the reality. Like it used to be, you had to be good at acting if you wanted to get ahead.
Yeah,
you got to be good at podcasts. Do stand up well, and also you got to be fun on podcasts.
He came in and did my podcast, and he was like nervous, and he didn't know what to say. This is like young Mark Norman. Yeah. This is very. I don't find out when I have Mark Norman on, because I remember trying to get a story out of him. Yeah. And he was like, I don't know.
I still have trouble with that one, but all eyes on me, and I'm like, I don't want to be the center of attention. I'm like, whatever. If the bird's like, your special was so good, or you did it, I'm like, I just want to change the subject.
Yeah.
There's got to be ways to get out. Certain people, there's ways to get things out of them. I'm
the exact opposite.
You want to be heralded.
I like it. I mean, I got to be honest with who I am. Like that's the other thing is I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lie and tell you I'm someone I'm not, because I know that people that do. People that go like...
You're an extrovert.
Yeah, I'm an extrovert. And by the way, a lot of us are extroverts. A lot of us are real narcissists.
I was with Jeff Ross once at South by or Moon Tower, and we were on, this was before anybody moved to Austin, we were on to the fucking most disgusting block in the world, maybe at least the country, 6th Street. And he was like, let's go outside. Let's go stand. And he stood with his back to a car and just waited to get recognized.
Really?
He wanted the attention. You're the same way. Like, let's go out and get attention.
No, I don't like. I was. Yeah. I'm less like that now. The more I got recognized, the more I started going like
too much.
It's too much. It bums me out that like I ruin concerts for the girls
because everyone's looking at you.
I ruined colleges for Georgia. Georgia went to look at colleges, and I wanted to go to University of Colorado so bad.
Yeah.
And I got on the campus, and the kids lost their fucking mind, and Georgia was like, "Nope,"
because they all know now.
Yeah, and she's like, "Nope." And so in order to get her to go to a college she wanted to go to, I had to not go.
Damn.
Yeah. And we went to Red Hot Chili Peppers with Isla. And before the Chili Peppers were on, they were bringing the Chili Peppers on. You guys ready to see the Red Hot Chili Peppers? We got a wild crowd tonight. We got Bert Kreischer in the audience at the Forum. Camera cuts
blew your name up. So you couldn't see that cover band in peace. Damn. That sucks.
Chili Peppers are fucking awesome. Yeah. What do you mean,
Yeah. They are the world's greatest cover band.
They're not a cover band.
More or less they are.
Are you more of a Faith No More?
Pick up, just Google how many cover songs do the Chili Peppers have. What?
Do you like Faith
Miley Cyrus is probably number 1 with that, and then Chili Peppers.
Really?
Miley Cyrus, you see her at a festival, and it's like, you have 2 original songs.
Okay, let's go through Band's Ends or Smashing Pumpkins.
They were great. Now they are terrible.
Really?
He doesn't care at all about playing for these people. He plays his old songs on like almost double time. Me and Jay saw him at Rock on the Range. Almost like, let me just get through this. Really? He has a fucking bassist that looks like Jimmy Ha or whatever his name is, and a fucking guitarist that looks like the chick. And he's like, let's just go. And it's just like, he's so done with it. And it's like, well, then fuck off, man. He was walking people. It was crazy.
Really?
Through just, yeah. And then I would like really hated him for a while after that. And then I went back and I listened to, I was like, no, let me try to find some love in this. And I went back and listened to Gish, and I listened to Siamese Dreams. And what's the double album?
Smashing Pumpkin, Another Sun or Moon, something.
It had a moon on it.
Yeah.
It was, and Melancholy and Infinite Sadness.
Yeah.
And I listened to that, and that's when I got an idea for doing like a double special.
Really?
Because I was like, oh yeah, these are both separate, but like talked about each other. And then it's like, you can find love, but now it's like, the time is done.
Okay, let me, how would you feel? Now, I have two ways of this. I think you'd feel one way.
Okay.
How would you feel if you went and saw Oasis and they got a fight on stage and the brother walked off? You'd love it. I would fucking livid.
That's what they're known for.
I would be livid.
Oh, yeah.
I would be like, come on, guys.
Dude, I saw one of them, I forget which one, at Glastonbury. And it's, I don't know if you ever tent festival, but you just get worn out. As soon as the sun comes up, you're awake. And you went to sleep at 3:30 a.m. because you're on drugs. And then like 7:30, like it's just boiling hot. You just can't stay asleep. You try to shift over to get the shade. And then it's like, well, I'm up now. And so at some point on day 2, you just pass out. And I went to my tent, left the window open so I get a little bit of breeze. And I'm on top of this hill. And one of those Gallaghers is playing Wonderwall. And it's just, I'm laying in my tent listening to a fucking legend play one of the songs that I listened to in college. And it was like, this is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's I think that there's something so cool with music that can do that to you. We saw the Eagles.
Yeah.
And man, they fucking killed.
Really?
And when he plays, spent the last year Rocky Mountain Way is Joe Walsh. Wow. It couldn't get much higher. I started like tearing up, lit a joint.
Dude, music has a way of taking you back on a timeline to when you first heard it. So you're transported kind of instantly. And if me and DeRosa went to a couple Rock the Bells.
DeRosa's a fucking legit music fan.
Yeah. But some of those, like Run DMC, I loved in high school. But I stopped listening. I didn't hear them at all anymore. You know, I didn't hear, Walk This Way and My Adidas for a long time. So when I heard it, I was like, oh yeah. But there wasn't a direct lineage. When Sal and I went to go see the guy from the Talking Heads, David Byrne on Broadway. And he's doing some weird stuff, so cool and interesting. But when he starts the song, he goes, how did I get here? And it was like, there's not been a 6-month period of my life for 35 years that I haven't heard that song.
Yeah, I've always thrown that in every
shaking and weeping.
Can I tell you, they said the best band that's ever played, better than the Beatles, better than anyone, better than Bowie, Joy Division.
Live, you mean?
Yeah, they said Joy Division. Ian Curtis was his name. He killed himself, I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a mockumentary about him.
It was a great fucking that scene, but there was something really like. I mean, when you hear the beginning of "Love Will Tear Us Apart,"
is that New Order?
No, it's Joy Division.
Joy Division. Were they part of
New Order? New Order's still alive.
New Order's alive.
New Order, the lead singer of New Order wrote a song.
How does it feel? Is that New Order?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When I hear that song, I imagine like a Berlin nightclub, and they're like, "We're about to change the game." All these gays dancing. I'm like, what is this rage?
Can I tell you what makes me sad?
What?
That makes me sad when I hear New Order and I hear Joy Division and I go, or I hear the Smiths and think I was never a part of that scene.
There's new music.
I wish I could have been in that scene. I wonder if they look back and go, because I know you're going to not love this guy, but I saw Dave Matthews live in 94.
That's when he was, that's maybe right before.
It's before.
Yeah, wow.
It's before at the Milk Bar in Tallahassee.
Wow.
And I was like, he did something so crazy, which I've always loved in music, when you change tempos in a song, and he did it so well.
They have festivals now.
What?
They have festivals now. Dave Matthews bands have festivals. They own festivals. Yeah, I was in a hotel like pool.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we're here for the Dave Matthews Fest.
Oh, that's the shit.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Grateful Dead?
Didn't get them. Told me and Renazizi went to Bonnaroo.
Mm-hmm.
I took Soder there because we went one year with all the comics, and Soder had just a really terrible girlfriend. They're bossing him around. Just bossing him around. Like, we're all going to go watch this. She's like, and you see Soder go, I'll catch up with you guys. And it was just like, fuck, man, I'm sorry. He was going through it. She's dead now. But I was like, Soda, let's go back. And I got an RV, which was like, oh, that's a new way to do it. You can shower off. Like you can, like, it was great. You have some beers.
Cold beers.
Yeah, we got Bonnaroo to give us artist parking. Like, we'll do a secret show at the Christmas tent. So me and him did it. A couple other people did it. It was so fun. But he left the last day. Renazizi came in from his gigs, drove through Bonnaroo. He was like, I made a wrong turn. He's in the middle of Bonnaroo in his car. I'm like, I don't know where I am. I'm like, how did you get allowed in here? Anyway, so we're out there. And then we went to see Dead & Co. And listen, I'm not a jam band guy. We're on a lot of mushrooms. They played a double set. We're wandering over there, and we just get stopped by the shrooms. And we're like, we just collapse, get up again, like 30 minutes later, move, collapse. And then we're here, Humphreys McGee is playing on a side stage. And we're like coming in and out of like hallucinogenic like reality. And we're just like, you know how you get a laugh on mushrooms, it's so fucking big. Yeah. And Renazizi goes, listen to Humphreys McGee. We know it's Humphreys McGee. He goes, Grateful Dead's really good. and we got another like 20 feet, collapse. We're like, dude, Grateful Dead's fucking killing it. And then we finally got over to them. And when there's a 24-minute beat that doesn't change, and you're wearing kaleidoscope glasses that some guy was like, try these on, it'll make it better for you, and you just get lost in your thoughts, I was like, now I get it. This was music for acid heads, for mushroom heads.
Is there any better accoutrement in mushrooms than a pair of good sunglasses?
Oh my God. The kaleidoscope glasses were wild. It was just like...
I don't have my glasses with me, but maybe I do. I had to change my glasses because for some reason my vision's not good in dark. Yeah. So like if I put dark sunglasses, so I had to get these glasses,
they look cool.
If you smoke weed and put them on, you feel like you're safe.
Oh, all right. Like you're in your own spot.
I was smoking weed at a party with Cat Williams, and then I had my glasses on. And I started looking around at all the people that had glasses on. And I was like, oh, they need like a little blanket too. It was the fucking greatest. The Father's Day experts at Omaha Steaks have made it easy to put a smile on the big guy's face this summer with hand-selected gift packages starting at just $89. Just go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code BERT at checkout for an additional discount when you shop gourmet gift packages for Father's Day. Omaha Steaks, the world's best beef, naturally aged for the ultimate in tenderness, juiciness, and flavor. 5 generations of family-owned expertise means uncompromised quality you can trust. Every steak and every entree is flash frozen, vacuum sealed, and ready to prepare when dad wants to grill, all backed by their unconditional 100% money-back guarantee. The greatest feeling I have is when I get out of the gym, I say to Leanne, what do we want to do tonight for this noche? What are we doing for dinner? Pull some Omaha Steaks out, put them in the counter, let them defrost a little bit, throw them in the fridge, let them defrost, and they are perfect. And they've got everything. They've got desserts too. Make this Father's Day unforgettable with Omaha Steaks. Go to omahasteaks.com and order delicious gift packages starting at just $89 with code BERT at checkout. Satisfaction guaranteed. Elevate your style this summer with True Classic, where timeless pieces meet modern comfort. True Classic is here to help you make it a summer to remember in clothes you'll never forget. Say goodbye to the old worn out tees and hello to True Classic's ultra comfortable essential range. From fitted t-shirts, athleisure, jeans, sweaters, outerwear, and more, make it a True Classic. Whether you're hitting the gym, relaxing at home, or exploring the globe, True Classic has got you covered. They already have helped over 2 million men look great in their apparel, and now you can save big while you do so. For a limited time only, get 25% off when you shop now with my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/Bertcast. Designed to accentuate your best features. The True Classic shirts are tailored for a perfect fit, snug in the arms and the chest with just the right amount of room in the midsection. The best part is that True Classic sells premium products at an affordable price. You can get their best-selling t-shirts, hoodies, jeans, and more in 3, 6, and 9 packs. I'm telling you right now, I can tell when someone's wearing a True Classic shirt because they look jacked. They look jacked, they look comfortable, they look fit, and they're great, great, great shirts. So if you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now with my exclusive link at trueclassic.com/Bertcast and save up to 25% off your first order. Discover the perfect blend of summer vibes and timeless elegance with True Classic. Shop now and elevate your summer wardrobe with ease.
Who are the best live bands you've seen? Doesn't have to be like legendary.
Without doubt. Ready? Number one.
Yeah.
Number one.
Let's go shot for shot for shot.
Modest Mouse.
Wow. I believe it.
Best live experience I've ever had. I know this is not what you were supposed to say. They played the album like it was on the album.
I heard McCartney say that.
Yeah.
He was talking about playing live versus not. Like Cyndi Lauper was like doing like reggae-ish versions of stuff, and she underrated, she rules. But like Paul McCartney goes, these people listened to these Beatles songs when they were 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And they listen to it on the radio the same way. And they want to hear it that way. And I'm going to play it that way.
It's the best.
Yeah.
But Modest Mouse played it like we had headsets in. And it was nonstop energy. Okay. And we'll go back and forth, and then we'll do the worst ones.
Okay.
So keep going.
Killers, I've seen twice now at Glastonbury, was the first time. And they weren't, he might have been on last, they might have not. At Firefly in Delaware, they were second to last. And I was like, who booked this?
Yeah.
He's such a fucking rock star.
Really?
And if you don't know his stuff, there's hits that if you're not into them, you don't know. But he gets to this point, he brought out a Pet Shop Boy. He gets to this point where where's this camera? I'll try to stay on my best. But he goes, I don't want to mess up the furniture. He plays 2 notes of a song, right? And then he puts his foot up on a fucking speaker. You just hear, and then he just stops and he like looks at the crowd. And he just looks and there's nothing. And he's like, oh. And just like, wait. And I'm in there and there's 80,000 people there. It's so fucking big. And he's just like this and he goes, and then You heard it from way over there. One guy, I'm going to tear up. One guy goes, I got soul, but, and then he was like,
oh my God.
And then a bunch more people start going, I got soul, but I'm not. And it just started, and then the whole 80,000 people are chanting it, and he go, hit it. And then he starts a song.
I'm doing that tomorrow night.
You're going to sing
with
that
the
song?
machine.
Yeah.
When I was 22 years old, I got in the room one more time. When I was 22, I'm going to make them do it. I'm going to make them do it. Yeah. Listen, guys, I got a really famous story. I don't know how it starts, and I'm going to fucking put the mic down and go.
Just wait him out.
I'm going to do it. That's fucking, it's going to be fucking, that's rock star shit.
Yeah. I'm sure that's online somewhere. That killed.
See if you can find that. I would love to see that.
It would have been in the last, I'm sure they played more than once. It would have been probably, the year before COVID. So 2019.
My number one is a caveat. My meaning I can't include U2 on this list because it was at the Sphere.
It was the Sphere.
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. But it's not fair.
Because
it's a cheat code.
Yeah.
It's a cheat code. Best I've ever seen. I'll set the scene. We go to Dave Matthews, Giant Stadium, 2000. They're not serving beer at Giant Stadium. I thought I'd get one in the thing. Stone sober.
Why are they not serving beer?
No booze. What? Stone sober.
What?
And
what?
There's a ramp, like a handicap access ramp on stage, long, and a white guy comes out in a suit, dancing. The music starts, and he slides like a fucking ninth grader sliding downstairs, sliding at the end of it, slides down the ramp, grabs it, and it's fucking Beck. Beck put on the most amazing goddamn show I've ever seen in my life. I knew I'm a loser. Odelay had just come out, and I was like, holy shit. And I knew every Odelay song I kind of casually knew.
Yeah.
Immediately, I was like, I'm getting this album the second I get fucking home.
Wow.
Beck,
because he crushed. Because he loved what he was doing.
He loved it.
Big J took me to see Korn. I don't care at all about them. It's not my band. It's not my genre. But I'm like, they loved what they were playing, and it got me into it. If somebody just brings it, then it's like sick. Roger Waters, when you and Tom had to leave, and Rogan talked me into staying.
Yeah,
was one. Because he was like, we have Roger Waters because you want to go? I'm like, no, I got to get back. And he was like, why? And I'm like, I just got to get back. He's like, for what? I'm like, nothing, then stay. And you guys had like real work or whatever. I didn't. And I was like, well, my hotel ends today. He goes, change it. He goes, you're good. I'm like, but my flight. He goes, change it. And I'm like, yeah, all right. And on acid, found acid in a pinch. Hard to find acid in a pinch.
Oh, yeah.
Real hard. Everybody, Duncan didn't have, Tony didn't have. Found some. It was drying in the fucking AC vent on the way there.
Oh, we should have given that acid to Ari, Pete. Ari.
I'd take it.
Ari.
I'll always take acid.
We had a vial filled with liquid acid. A vial. It would have lasted a lifetime. You could have gone through that to every deadhead in the world and still had a half a vial left.
Damn.
I'll tell you right now.
Yeah.
Steely Dan opened up for the Eagles. I saw Steely Dan live at the Bowl. Mediocre at best.
Really?
But when he opened, he had something to prove. And he fucking, are you reeling in the years? Da, 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 da.
Right.
And he's just in it, throwing away the time. I mean, fucking murdered.
There's a story about James Brown doing that. It was a benefit show. So it was James Brown, the Rolling Stones, a couple other massive bands.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, we got, let's say Eagles first, then James Brown, you'll go, then the Rolling Stones. He goes, no, fuck that, I'm James Brown, I go last. And they're like, oh, well, all right, that's the order we have. He goes, I'm out, I'm not doing it, bye. Leaves the arena. This is 5 p.m. Turns, gets in his car, turns, comes back, and he goes, no, I will go on. Let's go. I'm on next. I'm in the middle. And just buried the Rolling Stones.
Really?
It was just like to prove what you shouldn't have done that.
Holy shit. God.
What do you want to see that you never saw?
Ooh, well,
it's going to surprise me a lot.
It's going to be very pedestrian.
Okay.
I would really like to watch Foo Fighters.
It is pedestrian. People love them. I'm just, yeah, it's fine. Never been that into. I've always liked them.
Yeah,
but I get it. They're playing. They're always playing.
Yeah, they're always playing. I'd like to see the Foo Fighters. I'd like to see. Dead and Company. Yeah. Because I saw Dead Ahead, which is all the guys from all different bands. Sturgill Simpson, Derek Trucks.
Oh, really?
Lead singer of Goose, Rick, and it was pretty fucking amazing. I mean, Goose. Okay. Oh, hold on. Best show I ever had in my life, without a fucking doubt. I'm wondering if the guys are listening to it. So we go to Dead Ahead in Maya Riviera.
Yeah.
I'm a big Dead fan.
Really?
I'm a big Dead fan. I'm a closeted Dead.
You've talked to Phil Hanley about this, right?
Yeah, I'm closeted. Yeah. Like,
okay.
I know I'm a Dead fan because the songs I like aren't the ones. I can't listen to like 8 of the songs.
Deep cuts.
I like the deep cuts.
Interesting. Yeah.
Tennessee Jed's one of my favorite fucking songs in the world. Oh,
I'm not a Deadhead.
It's so good.
Okay.
So, we're at Deadhead, and Arevalo is the name of the acoustic band for my favorite band, Goose. My agent comes up, we're by the pool, and the concert's that night, and he's like, yo, we're going to do a private Goose show in like the cafe. Are you in? And I was like, fuck yeah, that's my favorite band. And he's like, cool, just be like at 1:30. So I show up at 1:30 with Leanne and Pete, and I'm just like, what? Like, no one's in there. Maybe 22 people show up. And my favorite band puts seats up front, and they're like, everyone grab a seat. What? I grab a seat. I sit 10 feet from them, and they played a full fucking acoustic set of all of their hits and a bunch of cool covers.
Damn, and that intimate place.
And I'm from Christine to me, away from my favorite band. And Rick, the lead singer, plays his first songs. Pete would remember. I think it was I forget what song it was. But he plays it, and I have sunglasses on, and Rick goes, "Yo, what's up with the sunglasses?" And I said, "I'm crying."
Yeah, nice, smart.
And
sunglasses are cool.
He was like, "Oh, sorry," and I was like, "No, just keep going." I have an audio recording.
Dude, and no one understands. The tears are like when you have something get nailed so hard that you're like, it's just overwhelming. It's just like
I stopped crying on podcasts.
You stopped?
I cry so much on podcasts.
Yeah,
I got to a place where I was just my emotions are so. They're right behind my eyes.
It's crazy for someone to drink so much to be emotional.
You drink as much as me.
Fair.
And Big J drinks just as much as me.
Drinks 4 chilled vodka shots and then gets started. I'm like,
yeah, I know.
What the fuck are you?
I remember when first time I like came to New York when you were there, and everyone was like, and it was like. That was the best part of New York. That when you first moved to New York and I lived in New York, that was the best part. Because all the guys I had started with were now all regulars.
Doing well enough.
And all the bigger guys were now cool, and they knew who I was. Right. It's like Colin was there, and he was like, "What's up, Bert?" And I was like, "What? You know my name?"
Yeah.
And I remember we went to Black Pussycat and
Fat
Black, and Jay's like, "Do a couple shots," and I was like, "A couple." And he was like, "Yeah, we'll do a couple shots, get started." And I was like, "Yeah, I guess." And I was like, "Oh, fuck." And everyone was fucking there.
Yeah.
God, that was the best.
There was a late night crew at the Cellar when I got there. The late night shows were 5 of the following people. Me, List, Mackie, Samarillo, Normand, Godfrey, and Attell. And those 2 kind of hung out by themselves. Michelle Wolf, Traeger, just boozers.
Yeah.
And List could hang even though he wasn't a drunk.
Yeah.
And it was just 5 of, and Big J and Metzger. And me or Big J had to follow Attell every night.
Was Bargassi still there?
No.
Okay.
No. But it was all of us just hanging out every night. And that's when I got into like Bullet Rye and the Rocks. Samarillo was drinking. I was like, I'll try that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, you would just go. And then they'd be like, free drinks at the Fat Black. Stay till 5, 6 a.m. You see the cracks come to the light. And you're like, this is cool. There's a sense of accomplishment that other people look at as a failure. But when you're walking home in the daylight, and you're seeing people in their suits going to their dumb fucking jobs.
That electric blue morning you get in New York City.
So clean.
Is so clean.
The rats haven't pissed on the homeless yet.
Yeah. God, I miss that. Joe List is probably my favorite introduction to a human being I've ever had in my life.
Bad baseball swing, but really good. I'm a shit starter.
I'm not.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
My favorite. I didn't know Joe List.
Oh yeah.
And I was with Bargatze. We're having lunch, and he's like, "Yo, you ever hear that time Joe List shit in that girl's shoe?" And I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "I'm in."
Yeah.
And then I love Joe List.
I met him on Robert Kelly's podcast. You know what, dude? And he had those regulars, and he was one. And I was like, "Hey man, why?" When I moved to New York, and I was like, get to know everybody, and I was like, "Hey, everybody here, like knows you and talks highly about you stand up wise, but like I came from LA, I've never heard of you, and everyone here talks about you as like a really good comic. So like, he goes, what do you want? You want to know like why am I not bigger? I'm like, yeah, I guess like if everyone here respects you, and he's like, booze, it was booze. Help me back. I'm sober now, and then
really,
yeah.
Joe List is the authentic version of what people strive to be. I think, like because people want to be like, I don't want to take be like in front. I don't want to take a picture of a sold out room, and Joe List would never do that.
Right.
Everyone ultimately they bend at the knee. Everyone bends at the knee. You bend at the knee at a certain point because Big J said something. He said a lot to me yesterday. One of the things he said, I'm sorry, Jay, if I'm oversharing, but they were like his agent was trying to get him to go to Schultz and Shane at the crypto.
Yeah, doesn't hang out.
And Jay was like, well, am I just going to go to like get my feelings hurt? He's like, what am I like? I'm just going to realize that
I'm not doing.
I still have tickets to move at the store.
Oh, it's like someone else. Like when there was pill heads. When Bobby was a big pill head, he was like, "Take this." I'm like, "No, I'm about to tire." It goes, "Relax you." I'm like, "I'm literally falling asleep." He goes, "Take it." And you're like, "Oh, you need me to do it so you don't feel bad."
Yeah.
Everyone compares themselves. So when you see someone else doing great, suddenly it makes your success be less successful.
Oh, and by the way, it happens to me too.
If you won $1 million on the lottery, like, oh, it's so cool, and now he won 10 million. I'm like, what? What did he get? You were just your happiness at $1 million is suddenly diminished.
Oh, someone did the PBJ Paints Paint Arena in Pittsburgh and posted a picture, sold out, light, camera phones on.
Yeah.
And I saw it and I went, ugh, what the fuck, man? I'm not doing shit. And then I realized I had posted that identical fucking picture. Once you take one picture in an arena, and then I'm like, oh wow, if I feel like that, what am I making other people feel like?
Yeah, my friend went to Costa Rica for like a month during COVID, and I saw her, and I was like, "That's so cool." I mean, I'm so jealous. She goes, "Weren't you in Ecuador for 6 months while I was there?" I'm like, "Yeah, mine was cooler, but like yours is still cool."
Yeah. It's funny. I wonder when that happened with comedians.
It's the comparison. I wonder
if you can pinpoint when that happened. And the other question is, when does I would say the LA comics?
It happens to your daughters too.
What?
Someone's at a cool party they're not at.
Oh yeah,
it's everyone's daughters. Everyone's sons.
Oh my God.
Someone else is having a cool time and you're like, what the fuck?
Bar mitzvahs.
Sure, I wasn't invited.
I never got invited to bar mitzvahs, so I was Catholic.
Yeah.
And it would bum me out. And I'd be like,
crash one.
What's that?
I'll get you into one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, should I put on a costume?
You put on a suit. That's your highest, an Orthodox Jewish bar mitzvah is your highest chance of not being recognized. Of just having the authentic experience.
Nope. The Orthodox Jewish community is hyper aware of who I am.
Oh, really? Because you're a Holocaust denier.
Hitler's teacup.
Oh, right.
Hitler's teacup. The week after that happened.
Because a teacup is such a weird, but it's such a bad person. It's the economy.
Week after that happened, I was driving a bike or a skateboard over to my sister's house, and there's a big Orthodox Jewish community here.
Yeah.
I was driving down. I was on an electric bike with the skateboard on my back, and it died. So I had to pedal it home to get it in my car. On the ride home, it's Sunday, so or whatever day you guys go.
So funny. You're such a Richie Rich. You're like, I had to do a manual skateboard.
No, it was an electric bike that I had to pedal home.
Oh, okay.
Those are hard.
And
so I'm going slow as shit. And there's a Jewish family walking towards me, and the dad, as he sees me, goes, "Bert." And I went, "Hey," I didn't think he'd recognize me. And he's like, "Dude, love what you do. Keep doing it." And I was like, "Oh, thanks." And he goes, "Dude, the teacup killed me."
They have a sense of humor.
You know what happened? What? Is I'm certain, because it happened at our neighbors are Orthodox Jewish or just high-end Jewish.
Okay.
And it had been passed around at synagogue.
The teacup?
That episode. And I think it was someone going, "This is outrageous." But when they see it, they laughed at it. because it's funny.
Because Jews have a great sense of humor.
Yeah, and they were all like, "That's funny as shit." So I go get.
They
in the
know
car.
the joke is this is not cool.
Yeah,
and I'm getting a not cool thing.
Yes,
and I'm uncomfortable. That is the joke.
That is the joke. And so then I go back to my house. I put the bike, the skateboard in my car. I'm driving. I get stopped at almost the identical crosswalk. Family's walking across. The dad looks at me and gives me one of these, thumbs up, and then does the teacup sip to me. So I'm like, that synagogue must have played that clip.
Around. Wow.
So yeah, I love when people have a fucking sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's like so exhausting.
You're like, no, I get it. You're not being serious.
Like the people that go,
that's Gen Z, by the way. They know the millennials' problems, and now they're all like, yeah, we get what comedy is.
Yeah.
You're saying the opposite of what you think. Let's go. Go dark.
That's the people that were outraged at the roast, and you're like,
those aren't people.
Yeah.
Those are just bots. And
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they're idiots. Enough with them.
That's what a fucking roast is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the funniest thing. We're like, you don't even get the format. Shut up. You're just being very insulting.
I wonder when because I think LA got the cancer first, right? Of like fame over work. You know, it's like almost like, because we started the podcasting thing. Podcasting was huge. Then it went to New York, and then there was this like authentic vibe to New York.
Their podcasts were like, let's just be cool. Yeah,
and then, but they're going to get the cancer too.
They're got it already. There's still a lot of like, this is what I told you in our little text group thread. One of the reasons I liked stopping the podcast was I was starting to look at people's followers as their value.
That's the beginning of the cancer.
I didn't like it in me, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
That's the beginning of the cancer. When I said to someone, what, we should get him on the podcast. And they're like, I wouldn't get views.
Yeah.
And you're like,
yeah, but if it's a great one, then it doesn't. So that's this new one, the You Be Trippin' podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm dumping a lot of episodes. I'm like, that just wasn't good.
That's a good way to look at it.
It wasn't good. I talked to my friend Rolf Potts, this writer. We're vagabonding, and I had him on. He was like a dream guest, and he's one that I reached out to a long time ago. And I was like, hey, I read your book in Cambodia. And he goes, oh yeah, I've heard of you. He was like, don't air the bad ones. There's no point. And if somebody's just like, I took a vacation, I went kayaking, it was cool. It's like, that's not a travel story. The fucking motorcycles in Vietnam. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
So like, but for the low level people, the people you haven't heard of, those can be amazing.
Oh.
And the high level people, some of those also can be amazing. You're famous and you have good travel stories.
Yeah. Best
of both worlds. When Netflix puts on, Chappelle, it's like, great comic and checks a box.
Yeah.
So fine, no harm done for anything. Yeah, so, but like, you can't just look for that. You got to have good content too. It's got to be fun. Also, it's got to be fun.
It's got to be. And
people, I can't have you on right now. And it's like, what are we doing? Let's just do more episodes then.
Yeah, it's like, why not? I mean, I would argue some of the best. I mean, some of the best.
It's like you want it about the thing and not who they are. But I get why you wouldn't tune in for a nobody. But like William Childress' guys that talking about Cambodia, he's on my thing next week. It was about how to buy opium in fucking Cambodia and how to bribe the fucking security guards at Angkor Wat to let you in there for like. And it's like, this is way cooler than fucking, a trip Obama had.
Yeah.
Like which one would I want to hear if I didn't know who they were?
Yeah, but sometimes you get really great ones with these. Honestly,
it's just like comedy. Like the best comics are the unknowns or the hungry.
Oh, that's when I always say that when I go to comedy clubs. I go, any name you see on here is going to be a fucking murderer.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. It's going to surprise you.
In New York, it's just
even better when you don't know who the fuck they are.
Every week you're at New York Comedy Club and just like, who the fuck is this? God damn, it's a Tuesday. Who's making me work this hard? It's just some new killer.
Do you think we'd be comics if we started today?
We'd be comics?
Do you think we'd be? Because
good.
Yeah, because I sucked so much longer than these guys suck these days.
I sucked for a long time, till about a week and a half ago.
I sucked until I was 44.
Colum said this, and it's pretty insightful. He's pretty insightful. He's not drunk, starting a bar fight, but because I think comedy's in a weird place now because everyone's talking about their day jobs at comedy clubs instead of they're talking about comedy. Their day jobs used to be you leave it at home, and now it's, hey, what font are you using on those clips? I like that. What's your algorithm? What's you got advice on the algorithm stuff? They're talking about their day job. They're not talking about, hey, how'd you do that callback? How'd you get that? I saw you plant that early. Was that intentional? They're not talking about that shit anymore. They're talking about their money.
I haven't sat and watched comedy. Last night was the first time I realized I watched someone do an hour. And I went, and I was Tom, and I went, oh, wow.
You sit there for a while and put your phone away. It's like, it is fun.
And it was, you know what the funnest part was?
What?
Going back to his green room and being like, can I talk to you about your set?
Give you yeah.
And I was like, because he had one bit that he's like, And I was like, buddy, that's the best bit you have. You don't know. It's hard when you're in it. When you're in the woods, you can't see your way out, but you're like, you're a foot from getting out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to piss and I got to change my laundry.
Do it.
Can we pause?
Yeah.
We're not on any subject.
Yeah, we'll start a new subject.
Okay, great.
Do you think about death?
No. Sometimes I'll have like nightmare daydreams about my dog dying, getting hit by a car or something. You ever get that with your kids?
No.
Yeah. Just like, I would have to explain it. And
I had a dream that Isla had gotten taken into a different universe, like behind the couch, in between the wall and the couch. She had fallen back and gotten taken into a different universe.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because my instinct and what I did in the dream is I jumped behind the couch to go with her.
Go get her. Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, and I woke up kind of like going like, oh, I'd definitely give my life for my kids without a fucking doubt. I would definitely, it's crazy. I feel very comfortable.
I'd give my life for you, buddy. I jump in for you.
I jumped in for
you. Especially if you're in Alice in Wonderland. I'm like, give me whatever you took and let's go.
Let's fucking go. When I go swimming in the ocean with my girls, I have zero fear of sharks.
Really?
Because I know that's my job, is just to get eaten by a shark.
Because they'll go for you first.
Yeah. They're gonna
be like, those chicks are not meaty.
Yeah,
there's a fucking seal right there, a very light skinned seal. Dude, when you were passed out at Norman's bachelor party, you were partying hard, and then it caught up, and you were asleep for 28 hours.
Yeah.
There was a moment we're all in the water there. What a cool house too. What a fucking sick house.
What a great fucking weekend.
What a fucking great weekend. And a manatee, Floor goes by. I'm like, oh, Bert's up. I mean, he was 2 feet from us. It was crazy.
That is one of my biggest regrets is that day, because I woke up, we got IVs, and I got a bad phone call that kind of like bummed me out, and like family shit, and I was like, and then we all had a drink, and then all of a sudden it fucking hit me, and I was like, man, I'm fucking out. I don't feel good. And I was like, I don't know what it is. I'm trying to figure out what it is, because that has happened to me a couple times.
You didn't sleep. You flew right there from somewhere.
From Italy.
From Italy, yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I flew from Italy into...
What happens a lot?
That where it overwhelms me, and I'm useless for the day.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm useless, and I need to sleep, and I need to like shit a bunch. And...
I tell you, it was fine, because we were all getting kind of sick of you.
Joe was.
Joe was. It was a lot.
Joe, I cast a large wake.
What?
I cast a large wake.
It was one of my favorite memories, is watching you two dumb idiots fight about the dumbest drunk shit as we're watching this beautiful sunset over the fucking ocean. And we're all just like eating our food that caused a fight. We're all just enjoying these different foods and watching something and just hearing two braying donkeys fucking going at it. It was really gorgeous.
I have a lot of responsibility in that entire relationship with Joe.
Yeah.
Because I came in Bert mode.
Hot.
We're getting a fishing boat.
Yeah.
We're doing that. And Joe had surprises planned. And he had he is very, very organized. And I just want to fucking buckshot it. And I don't realize sometimes that there is, won't speak for Joe, and I don't think this is what he thinks, but that sometimes the way I do live my life on Instagram does rub some comics the wrong way. And then words I can say after that are loaded, meaning like, hey, Joe, come pick us up. And Joe's like, I'm not your fucking feature.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
Joe List.
And it's Joe Rogan. And so.
Fucking idiot.
And so I was like,
God, can I be here for the firing?
But so like I have a lot of responsibility, and I also, and especially in like big groups, I operate quicker. So I go, let me get dinner for everyone.
Yeah.
Let's just get it. And I shouldn't have done that. I should have just gone.
He was also kind of responsible for he should have just been a bitch and taken it.
I mean, listen, I have nothing bad to say about Joe.
I'm glad you guys are fine.
Yeah, the best is Joe's, because it was actually, I mean, it wasn't a big deal to me, because I was like, my personal relationship's the thing. But I guess online it took on a life, and I was like, and Joe called me and he's like, hey man, I just want to make sure this is done. I go, Joe, I'll never say a bad word about you. I love you. I think you're a great fucking guy. I think you're a brilliant comic. I go, I know that I operate at an annoying frequency for you. So like, I get it, but you'll never hear me say anything bad. And then fucking a week later, I get a text. He's like, okay, I trashed you one more time. And I was like, I get it.
It's tough when somebody pulls you into it and it comes up. You're just like,
I stopped talking bad about people.
I'll talk overly bad about my friends.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Really,
I'll do it to Tom. I'll
never say they're not funny.
Yeah.
Because that's like, it's just my own moral. Like, I wouldn't say that. Even if they're not, especially if they're not, but I'll say like horrible things about like, and make shit up too. It's fun.
I did one episode. I used to talk really bad shit about people on podcasts. Really bad. I talk just openly.
It went from cheeky to like, you're just starting drama.
Yeah, you're just starting drama, and then you're turning into a shock jock.
Yeah.
And you're just going
like, it's like, there's a better way to go.
I see it happening. It's like the whole Shannon Sharp shit is like old radio.
We called it. You called it probably, but I was in that thread where it's like, oh, now they're all going to start doing that.
Yeah.
That's the way to get ahead.
It's a fucking great way to get ahead.
Like, that's not creative.
That's all anyone's doing.
That's what I always liked about your promos is that they were creative. It was like they were on their own creative as they were paying off.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. It was like just talking shit is not a creative thing. It's promoting, sure, but it's not a creative way to do it.
It's a light
Dolly
lift.
Parton, they asked her, like, how come you're not weighing in on trans issues and gay issues? And she was like, I've written 80 songs about it. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
My feelings are all there and my massive legendary work of fucking body of work. What, you want me to tweet?
Yeah.
I'm doing high level fucking Hall of Fame shit.
That's what I hated.
To say my piece.
That's what I hated about, like, I'm not talking shit, so I'm not saying names specifically, but some of the alt comics would just tweet politics as opposed to a joke. And you're like, yo, your job isn't a platform.
Yeah.
Your job is to be funny.
Be funny.
Be funny about it.
So I started a campaign. There's a couple campaigns I'm really proud of. One was give a nug to a door guy. I was like, it's hard to be a door guy. You don't make a lot of money. If you have a nug, fucking hand it over. You'll own them for the night and they will be excited.
The Comedy Store guys?
Yeah. And they started getting nugs.
Let's unload a bunch of weed on the door guys at the store tonight. Mm-hmm. We have roughly 15 pounds of marijuana in this house.
Worst case scenario, they're like, I don't smoke. All my friends do. I could be the hero.
Yeah.
Oh, give a nug to a door guy. Another one was, anytime, I'm not talking about anything specific. I'm talking about it's going to happen. When you see somebody, a comedian, post a serious thing, not a joke that doesn't work, but I'm not intending even a joke about politics, about social, about anything, you should respond where you go, oh my God, this is why you're my favorite comic. I hope this is in your Netflix special. And just harassing. And I'm like, I'm not saying who it is. And I'm like, by the way, if it's me, I'm not immune to it. Call me on it. And then Fitzsimmons, I saw somebody go like, what is this? And go like, ask Ari Shaffir, because I guess he had said something.
Yeah.
And then he asked me, he's like, what's that mean? Like, stay in my lane? I'm like, yeah, your lane is one of the best writers in the world.
Greg Fitzsimmons
So have your anti-this. Dude, if you can't make a funny, and he's like, well, yeah. He's hilarious. He's a great writer.
He's one of the best.
So right.
Yeah.
All of them. Do a joke about the thing you believe in. It's fine.
I was going to do a video this morning. I was in the gym and I'd partied last night and stayed out late. And I felt like I was going to do a video of me, hey, and then I was like, what am I doing? Like, what? I'm not a fitness
There's nothing
influencer.
in here.
I don't even look good.
Yeah.
Like, why am I posting me work out? There was a time.
You're just sick for content and likes. It's just like, I may as well do something.
Well, that's the whole, when we get back to that whole performative thing of that my buddy just passed away. And I was like, oh, I should post it. Why am I posting?
Why are you posting?
Why am I
heard
posting?
that guy, my thoughts go out to his family. Like, that's not, you call a friend and say, oh my God, can you believe it?
Yeah.
Why do you got to go public with that? Why do you got to invite strangers into this thing? You see people like posting their fucking ring and they're getting engaged. I'm like, why are you including strangers in this deeply personal moment? There's a sickness. There's a sickness in our field.
My daughters don't have it.
They don't?
No.
That's good.
They don't have it at all.
You know what surprised me with music?
What?
And it's not my genre. I was never into like Jay's kind of music, even though he's like bigger than that. And I was never into rap. Just never got into it. But Beastie Boys and Run DMC, and then like nothing.
Oh, I got really into rap.
When Soder's like, I know all these bands, when Big Chirosa, I'm like, I've heard of them, but whatever. I went to see Danny Brown in New York. I was like, well, go. I met him. He seems cool. And I wasn't on drugs. And it was the first time I felt like I was on Molly without being on anything.
Really?
A couple beers in me. And then I was like up he got me like, so I'm up there and I'm like dancing a little bit. And I was like, same with Roger Waters, where I was like, Rogan, I got to go sit in the stands. I can't be in this VIP area. And he's like, well, we got to go. I'm like, buddy, this is the best concert I've ever been to. I'm going to go sit up in the fucking seats.
Yeah.
And just crying with it. And I was like, I can't be up here anymore. And I was like, I got to get down to that pit. And it was him and JPEG, and they're just doing, I don't think it's rap. I think it's electronica, what he's doing.
Really?
And it was just moved me. And I just had to jump. It got me jumping. Up. And I'm like, I don't think this is rap. He's rapping over it, but it's so much different now. I don't know, but I was like, God damn, that was a show. And then I talked to Daniel Simon, and he goes, oh yeah, he's my favorite like hip hop artist.
Really?
And I'm like, wait, what?
I just know him as the guy that has a podcast at Tom's.
Yeah. I know Grown Up is a great like video, but I'm like, it was just like, and then Daniel gave me the fucking lore of him, that he's such an independent guy, and he goes like, so he like Detroit. So Eminem's like, you're great, you should open for me. And then Eminem's like, record label is like, we want to sign you. And he goes, I'm not signed to a fucking record label. I'm not a tool.
Are you
and
serious?
He just said no. He goes, I'm going to stay independent.
Shut the fuck up.
It's wild.
Last night, Tom had Too Short open for him. And, we were obviously backstage, and I go, no, I'm going to go, I want to see Too Short.
Yeah.
And we went out, and we stood off to the side, and like up in the stands, up by the Forum Club. Went up, and it was fucking incredible. And I hadn't even started drinking yet. And I'm just like, yeah, I know all the lyrics to the songs. And then went backstage, and Too Short goes, Bert. And I was like, Todd Shaw. Like, you know me? And he's like, in his head, he's like, yeah, obviously I know Tom. I know who you are.
Right.
It's like, it's not like I'm a fan, but but then I was like, that was pretty cool. He put on a fucking show. God damn it. They say that stand-up is the new rock stars, but is there any? I was
actually talking to Danny Brown about this, about bragging.
Yeah,
he said comedy is entering its brag phase, and we both agreed it rap has been in it for a long time, and
this is a brilliant fucking thought, because I was listening to hip hop yesterday driving in, and Jay-Z has a lyric. What's 50 grand to a motherfucker like me? Can you please remind me? And I went, it's such a badass lyric. But then you go, that's so disconnecting. But why is it popular? They're
based in braggadociousness, and comedy's not supposed to. So when they're like, I fly private jets, I fuck bitches, look at my Maserati, look at my Lamborghini, it's like, it goes with this like bravado thing. And with us, it's not supposed to be there. So it's disconcerting, and it's a bit gross. We're supposed to be self-deprecating, Yeah. And then everyone's coming out like doing these big things and like private jets. And I remember the days where we did like fake cribs. Cribs was big, and they're like, let me show you my cribs. And it's a studio apartment about this size of the studio.
Yeah.
And you're like, and you do with the shots like this, like, here's my bed. And then here's also the couch. And then, my hot plate. Woo, 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 woo. Yeah. And then you and Joe Coy made the joke of like, well, now the joke is I'm actually bragging. And then everyone else just caught up and actually just really bragged. And then there is no joke. It's just bragging. And it's just gross for what we do. It should be putting ourselves down. I just don't like it. I can see some people like it. It's not my jam.
No. What is there a comic that you like what they're doing online? And don't say me, because I'm right here. But like, but is there like a comic where you go like,
I like what they're doing online?
Like Shane, I like Shane's digital footprint. Like
he doesn't do much.
But he posts a picture with Trump or Post Malone or Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Like you get it. You go, they're heroes. He loves them.
Right.
Like it makes sense.
Yeah. Nate for a long time, because he was like, I'm just posting stand-up stuff of myself.
Mm-hmm. So you just like stand-up clips, stand-up?
Yeah, podcast clips are okay too.
Yeah.
Because they're also like fun content, but then you see people just fall to it, and they're just posting their workouts or like their skin regimen. And you're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I fucking Trump. I hate him. Like, where's the switch?
Yeah.
Me and Rogan were on a morning radio show once, and I think in Denver, and they started going, all right, we're about to start. Hold on one second, and they go, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Me and Joe were just like waiting for this switch, and then they just went through the whole song, and then it was like, oh, that wasn't a joke. that you guys are just pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which it stands. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure, I guess for a fucking mainstream radio show in Denver, okay. But like, what the fuck? We're comics. You got to swip that.
I used to do a bit where, as a joke, I would sing the national anthem and make them sing it. And and then it started turning into something that everyone wanted. And now sometimes, especially when I'm losing my voice, I'm like, I just can't do it. I can't do it because it doesn't feel. It was only I used to do the same with R. Kelly's remix to Ignition.
Oh,
I'd have a joke. It was always in the machine when I get bored. I would start singing remix, and then just go. But if it turned into a bit, I started feeling gross about it. So I was like, I'm not sitting here telling you, but like I only do it now.
If you're bad at it, if you're bad at singing, then it's okay.
No. It was I would do.
You can't show a hot body.
I had
a gross body.
Yes, you can. You can show a hot body. You can show a hot body. Yes, you can.
First of all,
what do you see my next special?
Buddy,
I will be shredded.
Buddy.
I will be shredded.
Buddy.
Shredded.
There's zero chance you're not a piece of shit for your whole life.
Shredded. Shredded.
Unless you're doing some high-level research on CGI. There's no chance.
Oh, I should do that.
Dude, you're at best, you can get to overweight. That's like your fucking reach for the stars.
I am still, quote unquote, morbidly obese.
Yeah, morbid.
And all anyone says is, "You look great, Bert."
Oh my God, I saw them do it for what's his name? He opened for Sinatra a little bit. He died, super fat. John Panette. I got to LA, and he came to the Improv, and I saw him, and I'd seen him on the Tonight Show and stuff. And then they're like, "John, you look so good." And I'm seeing all these agents and fucking Jews and phonies like kiss up to a 480-pound man telling him he looks good. And I'm like, what?
Don't you?
Because he lost 70 pounds and no one can notice?
Would you do it for a bit?
Do what? Get shredded?
Get jacked. Like go on testosterone. Get a trainer.
For a bit.
Do a special.
It would have to be, what's his name did for Always Sunny was amazing.
Yeah.
He goes, I always see these guys go from, their character goes from year 2 to year 3 in their contract.
Yeah.
Which their character's not on TV. Their character's just in the world.
Yeah.
And suddenly their character gets ripped. Their character gets like all this like makeup. So he goes, no, they should become fatter as they get older. So he just became he was eating in every scene. And they kept on like, why are you eating?
Fat too.
He was like, I'm going to get fat.
Rob McElhaney.
And he got fat. And then the next one was like, let me get shredded.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was like, what the fuck?
I literally was saying, I will.
You won't.
I will.
You won't.
Get shredded for the special.
Wait, it's July.
Pull up.
The next one?
No, buddy, I'm in great shape right now. I'm in great shape. My shoulders are, quote unquote, from Rogan's mouth.
I saw him the other day.
His shoulders are distracting.
Dude, you're fat, buddy.
I'm fucking great.
You're so fat. I mean, good on the work you've made.
Yeah. Well, I'm not as fat.
I mean, it's like when you're like in traffic, right? And you're driving from I don't know, DC to fucking New York.
Yeah.
You got a 5.5 hour trip. And you get on, you're like, oh shit, carpool lane. And you get in the carpool lane and you bypass traffic for about 20 minutes. And you're like, sick. You're going, I guess we're there now.
Yeah.
Instead of, I just made some gains.
I'm going to get ripped for this special.
Dude, it's July.
I can't wait to.
What are you talking about? We're in the hot months.
I can't wait till you see what I'm wearing and what I look like.
Buddy, it's not even, listen, I've doubted you before. This isn't one of those things where I'm like, it could happen. That's what you're talking about is an impossibility.
Nope.
Buddy, you're crazy. You've been fat for so long, your body wouldn't even know what a muscle is.
Buddy,
I know you're strong. I know your heart can take certain things, but.
Pull up a picture.
Yeah, do a pull up.
I did 20 today.
You are strong.
I did 20, then 16, then 12. Let me see your shirt.
Take it off. Go right there. Go off camera.
No, I don't want to do it.
You going to do my show tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll be shirtless.
First of all, what is this alien thing happening here?
It's
busting out of your chest, buddy?
I think it's a hernia.
You're still fucking fat. You've got, instead of getting a pushed out belly, it's now a fucking saggy nothing.
It's not saggy nothing. Those are abs, Ari.
It's an empty. Do
you see those abs? Do you see those abs on the side?
No.
They're called obliques. You see those obliques?
No, I see stretch marks.
Those are obliques. I can't wait.
You have muscles under there, but you're not going to be able to reveal it.
You'll see.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the Titanic's right there. We could just go and get stuff.
What's great is people always go, by the way, I kind of definitely agree with you. But
okay.
I enjoy the fight.
Yeah.
But the best is,
buddy, I'm rooting for you.
Everyone always goes, if you lose weight, you lose weight, you're not gonna be funny. And then I go, hey, I'm still morbidly obese.
Yeah. Also, I found a picture and memories of you wearing my 2012, that cool like pink black shirt of like me with like acid on his tongue.
Yeah.
And
with Jimi Hendrix with like, yeah.
It was so, and man, you're a way thinner guy. And those days are not coming back.
Tom made me fat.
Buddy, I'm rooting for you. Okay. I'm rooting for you. But it's like, I'm rooting for Ukraine, but I'm not betting against Russia.
I think you should get on hardcore Deca. What? I was talking over you. I didn't even hear you. What did he say?
You'll hear it in post.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. I just finished my Top Soft World Tour, and I am so proud of that. But it was not without a lot of headaches and stress and things that were, and I kind of had to assess at the very end of it how that experience was for me. And everyone knows I'm taking time off, and I want to make sure that when I take time off, I know what I'm doing. Life goes so fast that it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins, your losses, make adjustments for the rest of the year, and therapy can help you take stock of the progress you've made and set achievable goals for me for the next 9 months, 6 months, whatever it is for you. I swear by therapy, online therapy. It's all I ever do. I would never do in-person therapy ever again. You will never catch me in a therapist's office, but I freaking love therapy. If you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Take a moment. Visit BetterHelp.com/Bert today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Bert. Yeah, I'm gonna get jacked.
Okay, great. Listen, if there's any chance, it ain't for this special.
It is.
Let me ask you a question.
Shoot.
Answer honestly.
Okay.
In the last 2 months.
Okay.
In the morning, have you had any morning where before you go brush your teeth, you go like this and you find a piece of food in there?
No, I don't. Well,
or a nut or anything?
It's a bad question because when I was at my fattest, I had such bad acid reflux that I had to change my eating habits because I was throwing up in my throat and then breathing into my lungs.
Ugh.
Dude, I was a mess. Or you don't even know how bad I got. I don't think I even shared it. Is like they were worried about me at night because I would get up and I would throw up in my throat in the middle of the night, and then I'd just go, I'd just get up in the bus as we're driving, just trying to get the vomit out of my throat. I did it every night, and I fucking lost my voice so bad. I had to go to a throat doctor, and he was like, "You have really bad acid reflux." He's like, "You need to." He gave me rules, and one of the rules is, you cannot eat at night. And so I stopped eating at night was my big thing.
So you squeeze 5 meals into like the afternoon and before?
No, I'm 100% carnivore.
Carbivore?
Carbivore. There was a joke on Mulaney's. Have you been watching Mulaney's late night talk show?
It seems cool though.
Sometimes you forget you're funny, like you see taking so much content, you see so many people being funny. You go, oh, I wish I could do that, Mm-hmm. And I was watching.
And you realize, like, I'm one of the best comics in the world.
Yeah,
you totally can.
I went and did Kill Tony, and I forgot I was funny because I'm just doing my show. And then you do this improv thing, and Cam Patterson said, it's my cousin's cousin. It's my cousin. And, Tony's like, wait, what does that mean? He goes, my cousin. Bert, you grew up in Florida. And I said, yeah, Red Band, you're Joe's producer. And I went, and everyone laughed, and I went, oh, I forgot I'm quick. I'm not Mark Norman quick.
No, he's always like, in the numbers or whatever coming through his head. Like,
I had a great moment with him.
Mind. He's always like,
I had a great moment with him on stage. He said a joke about fucking a girl in a wheelchair. And he goes, the best part, you can just put a stick in her spoke and she can't move. And everyone laughed real hard. And I went, it's like, I go, hold on. To the audience, I go, you don't realize how that happened. You think he just came up with that. Mark, one time, had to have seen something like that to write that, to say it now.
Yeah.
And I said, here's behind the... I go, Mark, what was that moment? And Mark goes, there was a homeless guy in a wheelchair in our neighborhood that used to follow us around. And I just think, hey, maybe I'll stick a spoke in his thing so he can't follow me. And then we said that. And then I thought, oh, real quick, I'll put this here. It's like really amazing.
Yeah.
And that's the laziness of comedy. And when you talk about the guys and women who post politics, they've stopped taking all the information in the way Attell does.
Attell will go read newspapers just to hear the way young people talk.
Yeah.
To hear, is Dua Lipa a fucking reference? Okay, I should get that in there.
And then he puts it in his crawl. Jay and I were saying one time, Jay said Dave was going out to like see his mom every day, and it was out where Jay lived. And there were some billboards that Dave referenced in his act, and Jay was like, oh, he's been making this drive. I've been passing this billboard and not writing a joke about it. Dave's been passing it going like...
Want to hear one of the wildest about that?
What?
One of your mortal enemies, Mike Vecchione, one of your rivals, was doing a really great joke about the megabus.
Yeah.
And he goes, I got to research this. And he would take the megabus out and the megabus back for days and days and days. Just sit there and staring at people, looking at what people are like on the megabus.
That megabus joke is so good.
Yeah, it's just like, there's a lot of work that we didn't just like riff it.
There's a guy with his shoe off doing what I can only call minor surgery on his foot. Mike Vecchione is so fucking good.
Yeah.
You know our history though, right?
Rivals.
We're not rivals. In college.
Eskimo enemies.
Eskimo brothers. I almost got in a fight with him in college.
You would have lost that
for real. I almost got in a fist fight with Mike Vecchione in college.
That's so crazy.
He was a cut-off shirt, no sleeves, so fucking Florida, tan as shit, spiked hair. And we were at his buddy Rocket's house, and we rolled in, and Mike Vecchione's fucking pumped up. Who the fuck are these bros? It was a different Mike Vecchione. It was a very different Mike Vecchione. He's fucking awesome. He's so fucking talented.
Yeah, he's on the high underrated list.
High underrated. Are we gonna party tonight? Dude,
I woke up, I threw up behind the Comedy Store one day, woke up on the bathroom floor, like 6 a.m., like, why is it cold? I was like, linoleum. Dude,
woke up on the bathroom floor?
Yeah, in my hotel. Yeah, just like I had to crawl to the bath. There's no good late night food, so it's like I can't soak anything up. I should just have something for the fridge.
I don't know if that actually works.
Well, anyway, I'm getting the spins, and I was like, I better, and then just sleep. I had to find it. I thought I lost his hat. It was behind the toilet. I was like, I'm gonna barf on it, and I threw it. And I was like, fuck! I lost my favorite hats. I got in Australia.
Wait, that's right. I forgot you throw up when you drink.
Oh yeah, buddy. Oh yeah.
God.
Did you see that video? That fat guy throwing up like this?
No, I can't watch it.
You know what I'm talking about? He's sitting in the stands, fat guy, and just casually. And that was
Stampede.
That was me, but a little bit more.
Pete, do you know that story? We lost Ari. We lost him. We went to Stampede in Calgary, and Ari.
I made a mistake that I didn't repeat for years, till years later, trying to keep up with Shane Gillis on Bud Lights, but I tried to keep up with Bert Kreischer on JMOs. And it was just like, it's a mistake. It's understand that someone's out of your league. You're not supposed to be as good as them.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah, see it. Casual. Watch it. He's trying it. Oh, there it is. He's like the guy in Monty Python who ate one more mint. Oh my God, they're behind him. Look at the kids. They're like,
I can't even look at it.
By the way, that kid behind him, he's looking at that guy like people look at me when I'm passed out at a festival in the grass. And they're like, I never want to be that fucked up. And I'm just like, oh, he's just trying not to move. And he goes, get up.
I can't
people
look at it.
They want to fight him, but like, I'm going to get that on me. Fat man throws up at a football game.
I've only had one uncontrollable vomit in my life from drinking. Miami Airport in the Admirals Club.
No.
Yeah, I walked in.
The Admirals Club.
I had a couple cocktails, and I'd done radio that morning with Brett Ernst, and Brett Ernst brought in a 6-pack of Heineken, and we killed some Heinekens on radio. And then I went to the airport, and then I went and I had a couple vodka sodas, and then I went to the bathroom, and I had one with me. I was like, all right, I'm boarding. I'm going to kill this. I'm going to get on the plane. And as I drank it, I went, well, that didn't go down right. and I have my pants around my ankles. I'm in it's a solo bathroom, like a family bathroom. I throw up over my pants. I'm going to throw up telling you, over my pants. Over my pants.
What? And you're in air.
No.
You're in route.
No, we're in the Admirals Club. The bar.
But you're like not home.
No,
you have no chance of being home now.
I'm throw up over my pants. I missed my pants on the floor, put my pants on and walked out of there. I went, let's go. Let's get on that plane. Ooh.
Shit myself on a plane before. It's not a great feeling.
I've shit on a plane a lot.
I'll almost never shit on a plane.
I had a flight where I shit 4 times on a plane.
No, really?
Yeah, in
Story
Europe.
Tracks. In Europe?
In Europe, yeah. We were leaving Copenhagen, and we'd had spicy food. And it was the same thing that Mark Norman. I woke up, my stomach was killing me. I was like, boo, I didn't even really drink that much that night. But I was like,
do this.
What?
You're like, I gotta.
Oh, and I was shitting all night. I was sleeping in the same room. They had a book in that room that everyone had to sign. Rod Stewart had slept in that room. Bill Clinton had slept in that room. Obama slept in that room. And they said, please sign the book when you leave. And I signed the book and said, I shit my brains out in this fucking room. I shit so much in the room, and then I kept shitting on the plane. I shit probably 4 times on the plane that day.
Wow.
Oh, there might be nothing better than a good shit. What would you rather, have the best shits of your life or the best orgasms?
I mean, you want to give the weirdo answer, but it's orgasms.
Shits.
No, it's not.
Orgasms or orgasms?
No, I get what you're saying, but it's wrong.
A great shit every time. Clean, no wipe.
Oh, wait. Oh, every time.
Every time.
Or no more orgasms?
No, you still have just orgasms, but you don't have like crazy ones where you're like,
I agree with you. Sometimes shitting good feels great.
A great shit where you go, that's all out.
Yeah, but you know what's also cool? Blowing a load.
Yeah, but a great, can you pinpoint your favorite orgasm? Like an orgasm that caught you off guard?
Yeah, I know one. University of Maryland. I'm working the desk, the North Hill service desk, and I had to log in packages and stuff and like give people their keys if they get locked out. We stole a lot of like BMG in Columbia House. We just deliver it to like bathrooms and we're like, who's Anne Arundel? Like, that's me. And we just like, so I was jerking off at the desk. Sometimes late at night, no one was there. So as you work the 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. shift, 3:45. All you got to worry about is a newspaper guy. But you have an hour. This time was more afternoon at the other desk. It was open a little bit. So you have to like really get up to the fucking desk so no one can see you.
Yeah.
Pull it out. And then every once in a while, somebody would come and be like, hey, I need this. Like, oh, sure, absolutely. But you'd stay right up to the desk. And so you delay it. I think now they call it edging. I was before this. I was before my time. And just jerk. And then they interrupt you, interrupt. And then when it blew, bro, it blew. I mean, Vesuvius just fucking, and just like shaking. And that was a good one. We did when we never had a shit like that.
When we were going to Austin a lot, like when Tom just moved there.
Yeah.
And we were doing it at Annie's house. One day for a bit, I bought a bunch of sex toys and I brought them over, and then we tried them and messed around with them, and there was one thing. It was called the man wand. Pull it up, man wand.
Pull up that same barfing video.
And the lady at the front. So I said, we're buying all these joke toys. And I go, hey, do you have anything that's like new for men? She was like, fleshlight. And I was like, that's it, man wand. So she tells me.
It's a tripod for dicks?
No, it's a vibrator. Oh. You put your dick in that thing.
And it's just like.
And the lady said, this thing's pretty phenomenal. And Tom and I had been with
mansplain.
Tom and I had been with a dominatrix.
Yeah. Christina?
Probably 2 months before for a bit. And she had said to me and Tom, as we're doing the bits, at the end of it, she has our dicks tethered together. She's shocking them. And
you guys do go for it.
Yeah. And she said, do you guys want to come? And Tom's like, you answer first. I was like, no. She's like, and Tom goes,
answer.
Just out of curiosity, if we wanted to come, how would you do it? She goes, well, I got this device. It'll make you come in like 30 seconds. And we were like, wait, where? And she's like, well, no, you guys don't want it. So let's just go to the next bit. So
hold on. That was my final answer.
Yeah. So then I get the man wand. And I take all the toys to Tom, then we throw them back on the bus. One night, it's like a long drive, 10-hour drive somewhere. And I get up in the morning and I'm like kind of horny. And I go, I'm going to go fucking see. I wonder if that man wand's charged. I go back to the back. I grab the man wand. I take it into the bed. I'm like kind of turned on. Like the energy is like, it's a new thing. So it's like when your parents would leave and you were in 8th grade and you go, I'm going to jack off all day. That first time you jacked off, you were like, I've been waiting for this. And so I go into the bed and I put my dick in it and I turn it on. And in 15 seconds, I have this crazy full body orgasm where I'm like, and it lasted for maybe 30 seconds.
Wow.
It was like,
I just kept going.
And I actually thought for a second, if I leave it here, I might have another orgasm. And I went, holy shit.
Wow.
I've been chasing that dragon the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. And I can't even get it to work anymore.
Sponsorship.
By the way, Man Wand, if you hear this, buddy, we can move product. That thing's fucking incredible.
I'll try it. I'll hold it for you. You hold for me.
I'll buy you one. You're going to love it. Your dick won't fit in that. That thing's actually kind of small.
That does look very small.
It's small. For like my dick's got to be soft to get in it.
Yeah.
I can't get my dick hard in it. But that thing, the other one with the little cup doesn't work.
I used to do a joke about something about blowjobs and how like there's no great blow. They're all good or something like that. I forget what it was. And it was like, and there was some lady in New York and she was like, they're doing it wrong. I'm like, everyone says that. She goes, I can suck you off in 2 minutes. I'm like, no way. And she's like, let's go. And then she did.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was like, she just took it as a challenge. It was fucking wild.
One time.
It was like, what?
At one time, there was this girl I was living with. We had kids.
These millennials get a bad rap. They work hard.
And I feel bad telling the story because I know Leanne's listening. But one time, it was at our old house. And Leanne says something like, what's going on in those pants? And my dick was hard. And I was like, oh. And she could never replicate it. By the way, I could give you 4 Leanne ones. Leanne's done these different out-of-the-box ones. All I can say, it was like an octopus hand. Like she did something like this,
yeah.
and in my pants, within 30 seconds, I'm like, oh. And like, what
was that?
I go, what the fuck did you do? And she was like, I didn't even know what I was doing. I was just messing around. And I was like, it was fucking, I'm getting hard thinking about it.
Wow.
Yeah. She's had a couple ones, especially lately, that have been like, where a couple where it's like an old school.
You watching videos?
Yeah, I know.
Like, what research you doing here?
Yeah.
You taking lessons?
Yeah.
Is Andy Dick coming over here to give us lessons on?
There should be. She read a book from a gay guy about how to suck dick.
She what?
Leanne read a book about a gay guy, or maybe like
that was Andy Dick. In what movie is that?
It was in Old School.
Old School, yeah.
He goes in and he goes, "This is how you."
Yeah.
All right, should we wrap it up?
It's been fun.
I love you, man.
I love you too, buddy.
You are a big part of my life.
Yeah, I know. You're in mine too.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fun when you say that. You know, I say that to a lot. Is Shane. Like Shane's one of those.
Fun.
Like we were at the store the other night, and he was like, I love you, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, I go, I love you. And he was like, yeah. And it was like, cool. I do that to Tommy too. Okay. I've done it to Rogan.
Okay. I got asked in it. It was doing a podcast.
Who?
I was doing a podcast and trigonometry. And they were asking they're talking about cancel culture. And I would prefer to focus on positive shit, and like, everything's pretty great, actually.
You're the first person to say, oh no, cancel culture is really sexy for comedy.
Oh, so lovely.
You're like, yeah, it's dangerous.
It shows that you got to them. It's great. When you have 300 people laughing and 2 people walking out angry, all 300 of us laughing at those 2. It's great. It's amazing. It's amazing. And he was like, you ever regret a joke? And I was like, there's one. And yeah, it was like, if anything that got in the way of my friendships, that'd be it. But that's the only one.
You're friends with Kobe's wife?
Did you wear that Lakers hat for me?
No, I didn't even realize I was wearing a Lakers hat. I didn't even realize I was wearing a Lakers hat.
Pals.
That's fucking great.
Can I promote something before we go?
Of course.
there's a few things I want to see in the world. You ever been to Sagrada Familia? This like this like church in Barcelona. It's beautiful.
Oh, yes, I have.
Yeah, it'll make you cry. There's some great things in the world, and I want to see this, and I don't know how to make it happen. And I'm trying. You know who Billy Strings is?
Of course.
Okay, I want to see Billy Strings and Danny Brown do a song together, and I've tried my best to make it happen, and I don't know how to make it happen. They're both from Michigan. The dichotomy of the fucking bluegrass, I don't know what you would call like psychedelic bluegrass and that fucking out of the pocket rap fucking EDM. I just think it's a no-brainer win. And Danny's down. I've talked to him about it. I'm like, please, man, please.
Have you talked to Billy Strings?
I don't know him well enough. I don't know him at all.
Yeah.
And I've tried reaching out. He's like, oh, check him. I just don't know how to make it happen. And it's like, God, I know you'll probably be at a festival together or something. Just meet up. I don't want anything.
Well, see, I
just want to listen to it.
This is the good part of Instagram. You post a video and you say, everyone, tag Billy Strings in this video, tag Danny Brown. Let's get these two together.
I wrote them. When I was skiing in Beaver, I was like, you know what? And I was listening to Billy.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I wrote the two of them a fucking group message on Instagram. And I was like, guys, please, whatever. And I send, and then it disappeared. And I'm like, what setting is this? And I'm like, I don't know if they saw it or not.
I'm vanishing mode.
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, well, now I can't be an asshole about it. Yeah, so what do they got to do?
We'll do an Instagram video, and we'll just put it out in the universe. Hey, guys, Bert Kreischer and Ari Shaffir. We would like to see Billy Strings and Danny Brown collab on a song. One song, that's all we want.
Just that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We will pay for the flights to get them together.
Bert will pay for all that.
I'll pay for all of it. I want some royalties, but
I don't even want to thank you. I just want to listen to it.
My one thing I've always wanted was I want my favorite bands to cover an Elvis song I love.
Which one?
Well, I never been to Spain, dun dun dun, but I kind of like the music. You ever heard that song?
Probably.
It's Never Been to Spain is the name of the song. Okay. It's such a great song, and I always like.
You want someone to play it?
Yeah, I want someone to cover it because it's such a great.
Yeah.
It's builds so good. There's a lot of I have a lot of wants like that. I've made a lot of my wants come true.
That's pretty cool.
I mean that 5K was fucking insane.
You ran a marathon.
Yeah.
And no one thought you could, but you did it. And people are like, that can't happen. But then it happened.
It's a powerful thing when you
5K was a lot of fun.
Manifest something.
Yeah.
The 5K was a fucking blast.
I had such a fucking good time. So me and Brian Simpson were there. And they said, we're starting at 10:45. I landed, my plane came 30 minutes late. I'm like, fuck, got a cab from LAX all the way up there.
Did you fly in that outfit?
I changed in the Uber.
Okay.
He was like, what are you doing? Yeah, the Forrest Gump outfit. I'm like, I gotta just run in there. And they said, we're starting 10:45. I was like, I'll be there 10:40. I'm like, okay, but you're supposed to check in before. I'm like, fuck. And I just ran in. And it was like, and I asked Jessica Michelle Singleton. I was like, when are they starting? Is this organized? She goes, oh, most people already went. I'm like, what? And they're like, yeah, a celebrity went and everybody just went with them. And I was like, fuck, whatever, fine. So Simpson got the same note. So we're there. We start running. And he has shin splints or whatever, whatever fat people's excuses are. And he goes, I got to slow down. You go ahead. I'm like, what's go ahead? He goes, well, I want to slow you down. I'm like, slow me down for what? We're not anywhere.
That we can hang out and
we're
just
outside,
talk for fucking 30 minutes?
We had such a beautiful, fun stroll and a nice talk. I walked by that golf course. I realized I'd played that course a bunch when I lived here.
Really?
It brought back these memories. I'm like, wait, I know this hole. It was like 2 holes there. And it was just really lovely. What a perfect 72 and windy.
Oh, it was
breezy.
It was beautiful. The infield was beautiful. I took my shoes off. I was barefoot in the infield.
Oh,
having nice cold drinks, doing a cold.
We ran 3 times, and then we stopped. And then we were like, hey, when we get to the finish, let's run and work up a sweat to get through the finish line. And I was like, Brian, you were in the Army. You be the scout. So we see them before they see us.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it's now. Do a fence. He goes, okay, let's do this. And he got a sweat in 4 seconds. I had to lift my legs high.
Tom regrets his taking it so seriously.
Oh, it's a 5K. Relax.
He had his trainer pacing.
Trainer? What?
He had headsets in.
What?
He had a fucking heart rate monitor.
Heart rate? It's a 30-minute run.
For him, it was exactly 30 minutes.
What the fuck is what?
He wanted to break 30 minutes, and he was like really focused on it. And then when he got done, he was like, yeah, I probably should have talked to more people.
He's like, I'm focused.
He was so focused. And I ran the first heat with the fans.
On a 5K?
Which was fun as
yeah, Jessica was like, oh, Bert's run it like a bunch of times already. Yeah. I was like, oh, right. Yeah, it's like he does marathons.
I called Tom the next day and I said, how you feeling? And he goes, buddy, I can barely get upstairs. And I was like, what?
What?
I go, Tom, you know that like people do this on the road.
Yeah.
Like, I run 5Ks on the reg. Like I run
a 1K to get to my subway stop if it's raining.
Yeah. He was, and then he was like the next day, he's like, I can barely use my legs.
What?
Yeah, but he's not like, sports aren't like
his thing. He's more of a homosexual.
Yeah. He's not. He's like
that joke was brought to you by the Billy Strings and Danny Brown collaboration.
Just name the song. What would you name the song?
They would know. I can't do that. They would have an idea of something like that.
But isn't it easier sometimes when you have parameters?
So like when Big Boy and it was Big Graham. They did that collaboration. Big Boy and Fantagram. They were playing together for a while. It was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
And so it'd be like I don't know, Dust in Detroit. I don't know. I'm not music.
Yeah.
I just like what I like.
Yeah.
But anyway, you were saying Tom's gay?
Yeah, Tom. Yeah. You know the tennis story.
That he wouldn't put out the fucking tennis video of you dominating him?
Yeah.
I texted him the next day after we were throwing the football, and I was like, "Hey, dude, you throw like a homosexual." And he goes, "That's not true. I don't." I'm like, "You throw like a gay woman, like a lesbian woman." And he goes, "You're being wrong."
Can I text you,
like, dude? You have. And then I sent him a video of a fucking paraplegic trying to throw, and he goes, "Stop."
I have. I want you to see a video of Tom throwing.
Yeah,
because they just sent it. Did you have that in the Birdie Boy thread? Someone just sent
him throwing that football.
Yeah. They have it in slow motion, and it's fucking hysterical.
What his form is?
His form, he does this thing at the end that's so effeminate. Do you have it in your thread? Who sent it? Oh, Stacy sent it. He's not going to be happy with it.
Who's that? Oh my God, dude, you're already ripped.
I know.
Fucking July. Bro, it's May.
First of all, okay, Tony.
What? Slips off his fingers.
Slips off his fingers.
He was so excited to be able to throw.
His hands are very small. Yeah, that's an athlete.
About the same. Wow.
Okay, that was you. There's Paulie.
Paulie throwing a ball for the first time in his life.
Foley
launched.
Okay.
What is that finger?
He goes. I'll tell you. Watch Feidelberg.
Yeah, he's an athlete.
That's an athlete.
He did it with ease too.
Yeah, he didn't even throw hard.
Why'd they throw mine from the front? You just got to see how far it went. Jiggle Central.
David Lucas.
Smart playing that in slow-mo.
Yeah, look at this guy.
Is that Preacher?
No. Oh. No. What time's Tony sing? 7?
We got to be there by then, but yeah, like 6.
We got to be there by then?
We're going to hang out.
I'm going to be buzzed by the time I do your show. What?
Damn. How do we get you to be in a good shape to do my show?
I'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
It's cruise control.
Yeah. Yeah.
I fucking do this for a living.
What do you think, buddy? Now that you're a massive success, you're doing arenas.
Yeah.
What do you think the odds are of getting you to get off your phone and do a ski trip again?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Now that you and Leanne are cool, 100%. 100%.
Oh, right. That got in the way.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a
scheduling
hiccup.
Is tough too. Having Shane and Marco, I don't know. Oh, fuck, I'm booked in this place.
Shane can ski?
No, which is fair. Well, he won't come because it's like, dude, I don't even ski. I tried 2 runs. It's like, and you guys are all, I'm drinking and you guys are all skiing.
Did he go on one of the ski trips?
Yeah, he loved it.
Yeah.
He loved it.
It's right up his alley.
Yeah, we're all hanging out. It's just such a good time. Yeah.
When do you want to do it?
Probably March.
Perfect for me.
Because you can't go in the high season when everyone's touring. January, February is a busy season. But first week of March, the snow should still be good. I went to a place and I talked to somebody there. And I was like,
I might be in France. European ski trip?
Buddy, obviously we're on the same page on this.
Oh, I fucking love that.
God damn.
The French Alps.
Yeah. You can ski into different countries.
It's crazy. You skied there with your brother, right?
Skied Zermatt, skied Livigno last time. Zermatt had no snow.
When I did it,
it's nutty.
Can I tell you what my favorite move now that I've lost weight on a snowboard is?
What?
Putting my feet in the bindings.
Oh, really?
I can touch my toes.
Oh, that is the worst part about snowboarders. Like, hey, I'm ready to go. You still got to fucking prepare.
It is what is the reason Sean Patton stopped snowboarding with us, because both of us were having a hard time getting our feet in our bindings. And he was like, fuck this.
It's so frustrating.
It's so frustrating. You go
one stepping down and
yeah.
Oh,
it's the fucking most frustrating.
Yeah.
Let's do a European ski trip.
What I want to get is ideally, I mean, you're the man for like, yeah, I don't know if I ever gave you a due. You were creating these parties. Like, I was doing these on a small scale, like little Ari Shaffir festivals, and you're doing this like really big fun, good shows, putting on a great show. But what I think would be ideal, I talked to Dorfman about it a little bit, and he was like, I want to get involved. I'm like, well, you got to be prepared there might not be any black people because it's a ski trip, and we got to have our friends. Everybody's got to be okay. Every new person has to be okayed by every other person that's in there.
Yeah.
So if one guy goes, then they're out. They'll never even hear about it. So also, how many black people ski? I'd love to have it if we get it. It's not against it, but be prepared. What I want to have is like 10 to 12 people where there could be a few different groups of talent levels, like break off for a bit.
Yeah.
And not have to worry about O'Neill and fucking Andy Haynes. He's the best one. And having to go like, he's doing little jumps and then waiting for the bindings. It's like, have a few different group levels.
Norman was a sneaky good snowboarder for someone who had never really snowboarded.
Renazizi was, I love seeing someone come to terms with their own mortality, where he was on my level when we started doing these, and I've lapped him by 1,000 times.
Yeah. And
he was like, well, your form is bad. I'm like, dude, you suck, and I'm good, and you have to deal with it.
Can I tell you, every time I think of Stina Renazizi, I think of, clearly there's one thing you're supposed to think of. I don't think of that at all.
Yeah, good.
Every time I think of him, I remember one time we were on over by the tricks course, and we were just doing that run. And he was like, hey man, can I borrow your gloves real quick? And I was like, huh? He's like, can I borrow your gloves? My gloves are wet. And I was like, yeah, because I was getting ready to go in.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. I'm just, you guys go up, do it one more time. We were going to meet at that bar and then go down.
Yeah.
And so give him my gloves, and he comes back and he's like, cool, thanks, man. And gave them back to me, and they were soaking wet again. And I put my hands in them. I was like, motherfucker. I think of every time I think of Steve Renazizi, it's the first thing that comes to my mind.
Sweaty-handed?
No, it's just he gets snow in them all the time. And he came to me soaking it. I was like, and I had to do, because on that one run, you go down the run, you go back through the thing, and then you got to hold on to the rope to go up.
Yeah.
And
that one, yeah.
And as I did, I just, and I'm like, motherfucker.
Ugh. And there's also this thing where you're skiing, you go in and out of woods, and then you're like, oh shit, I lost my friend that I'm skiing with. They might be further ahead of me.
Yeah.
They might be up there, and you're waiting, and then you ski a little more, and you're waiting, and you're like, right, they're gone. And then with Steve, there's always that thing of like, you don't know if he's waiting for you at the bottom of the lift or not. Like, let me take my phone. Oh, no text. And then you see him, a fatter version of his old self. Cheese Parmesan coming down slowly, pizzaing, thinking about pizzaing, and just finally like, what's up? He's like, oh, I'm doing well. I'm like, oh man.
I learned how to snowboard. Georgia and Lan was taking them harder, and Isla just picked it up real quick.
Nice.
And then we're in the ski line, and we're going up, and we get up to the top. We start going down, and we're waiting for them. And Isla's just sitting on her knees on her snowboard. She goes, hey, can we lose them?
Nice.
I was like, yeah.
Slowing us down.
She's like, cool, let's just go. And then we just went. We did the run again. They were still on it. We did the run one more time, and they were still on it. And we're like, yeah, okay, this is great. And then Isla's like, yo, let's hit some blues. I was like, you're not ready for a blue. And she goes, I think ready. I am. And that kid picked up snowboarding so fucking quick.
That's cool. The best is Ian Fidance, because he's terrible, but he has no fear.
Yeah.
He's blown dudes behind a fucking glory hole before he's out of the closet to himself. So it's like he's
zero
fearless.
He's absolutely fearless.
And he saw a guy we were skiing with the Pit Viper guys. They were like, I'll give you some glasses to show you some lessons. Like, sick, great, cool. And then one of them was like a pro. And so he's showing us one ski up, one ski down, ski in. And Ian no helmet, smoking a cigarette. I'll go one leg. I'm like, dude, you've skied 3 times in your life. And he's bombing it on one leg, smoking with no helmet. And it's working somehow, but he's bad. But he's got the fucking bravado.
That's fucking great.
Yeah.
He's working with me tomorrow night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for him.
Nice.
It's funny. Ian is a guy that I worked with a couple times, and he's always on like my radar of like, but it's funny, like once it's a weird thing of once you've paid your dues is the wrong word, but once everyone realizes you take it seriously.
Yeah.
Then we got a list of comics to get on the show tomorrow night, and I went, oh, Ian Finance.
He's right. And when you see the list and you're like, oh, you wouldn't think of it, but when you see the list on there, it's like, oh, great.
And it's a weird thing that happens where you're like,
I know the name now.
Yeah. How long are you in LA for?
I leave. I thought of, I'm going to Australia. I saw your show since it's towards LAX. And I'm like, it's not going to work with time.
For real?
Yeah. I think I leave at 9:50 and it's an international flight. And I'm like, nah. If it was 11:50.
What are you doing in Australia?
Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra, Adelaide,
shows?
Brisbane. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to go hiking on Gold Coast for a while. I might go, I'm going to State of Origin game.
You going surfing?
It's cold there now.
Oh, for real?
It's their winter, going into the winter. I might go do a liveaboard.
Are you taking someone with you?
Nah.
You just working with locals?
Yeah, Nick Capper is going to open for me. He opened for me last time. I was like, next time, like, you should open. And then I checked up. I was like, has he gotten better? And they're like, way better. And I'm like, oh, sick. So I'm like, so he's coming to a few. Luke Heggie and but
how long are you in Australia for?
About a month. God. And then I'm done till next year.
Really?
I'm done.
How do you?
I just did my special.
How do you work that? Do you go like, I'm good with money?
Yeah, I'm fine. I have enough. And also with fucking working with YMH on this new one.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting any ads for like a few months. They're like, no, we're a professional company.
They're killing it.
They're fun to work with. They get everything done. It's almost no effort on my only effort is, hey, I want to hear about Vietnam. Well, what are you doing Tuesday? Great. Upload and then take care of it in a professional way.
I have for you too. What? I have a whole list of pictures of Vietnam. I have like
put those in. I love them.
But when you talk about traveling, I've done so much wild fucking shit.
Yeah, you have.
That's me in Vietnam.
You didn't just look at that. You didn't just stay at the fucking hotel. Wow, look at that. Dong. That's so fun.
And those kids there's a picture.
That's Ha Long Bay.
Yeah.
Ha Long Bay is one of 2 things.
That's us in Tanzania. That's on a safari in Africa. I mean, just click these pictures for a second.
Whoa,
that's in Zanzibar. These kids jump off a fucking pier into like fucking 2-foot water.
Where is this from? Is this like a blog?
Yeah, no, this is Travel Channel. I used to take pictures. We have pictures. Wow. Keep going. There's 30 pictures. Keep going. That's in the market. That's me as a Civil War reenactor. I got killed. That's me on. Have you ever been to the Frying Pan?
I don't know.
Frying Pan in North Carolina is like 40 miles out to sea. It is an old navigational thing that's it's like an oil rig. And it just is there in the middle of the ocean. And it's fucking wild. Keep going. That's us shooting skeet off the Frying Pan. That's me with my geisha in Japan. That was a badass. Dude, I woke up in Japan, Ari.
Yeah.
And I got a geisha. And she's there. She's your girl for the day, right? I want to say she sat in my room while I slept. Like she over in the corner on her knees, like sat in my room while I slept. And then I told her, I said, I have a flight early in the morning. I would love a beer if I could when I get up. And she said, okay. And so I woke up. I took pictures of it. They didn't come out clear because I was before, and it's interesting is I didn't post pictures back then on Instagram because I felt like it would make people feel like they weren't living their life.
Right.
So I felt like it was bragging.
But also yeah.
And so I wish I'd posted them now. But
let's talk about this. You can post and just take out the geotagging. Just be like, I'm not telling you where this is exactly, but Japan.
So we were in Kyoto, and she wakes me up, and she says, has a beer and sake.
Nice.
And a little bowl of rice, it's like a breakfast rice, and it's almost like mush, but it's really good.
Is she your slave?
And she had drawn a bath for me.
Oh my God!
Outside, it's steaming, and it started snowing.
Wow!
And I went out, and it was snowing, and I sat, and she sat. As I took a bath, she brought me my beer, my sake, and I fucking sat in this bath and I was like, fucking shit. And then I got done. My clothes were on the bed ready for me. Fucking best way. If I could get a fucking geisha.
You made it.
That was the greatest.
What a cool
Go
thing.
through these pictures real quick. That's us.
What a cool fucking thing.
This is the monkey.
The snow like in Kill Bill when she's about to kill the Asian lady.
Yes.
That's snow.
Just like that.
Wow.
Keep going, Pierce. We were ninjas for a day. This is swimming with whale sharks.
Oh, goddamn. Where's that?
That was in Wisconsin. This one's in Wisconsin.
Where's the whale sharks?
This is now you're getting into trip flip. This is me on roller coasters. Whale sharks
Japan,
was
Japan.
It was I think in Okinawa. Okinawa. We went out, swam 40 feet deep, and sat with whale sharks for 40 minutes, and they just were like, oh. And then got up. First time I ever had udon. Got up in the wetsuits, go straight to the dock, and they have bowls of udon for us. And you're sitting in your wetsuit eating udon, going like, shut the fuck
Dude,
up.
carbon after scuba diving is so good.
Oh.
You're up there like, you want a cookie or a cracker? And you're just like, yeah. And you're just like, you're sitting in the wetsuit pulled off, so it's only on your bottom, just sunning.
I regret that I don't remember many of these stories. Like I can tell, like if you go, have you been to Japan? I'd go like, yeah. You know, like I hear people, I heard a guy on Rogan's
Your
podcast.
pictures will help you.
Yeah.
If you go, any guy, I keep trying to tell him, I don't want to prepare for the podcast, but I'm like, if you just go through your pictures, I know you probably don't have a journal. If you just go through your pictures.
I have a whole hard drive of everything I did.
It'll
on
help
Trip
you
Flip.
remember like some things.
I mean, going into the bush in Alaska, getting off the grid, like really off the grid, fucking terrifying. Taking jet boats upstream, like probably 20 miles upstream into the fucking bush. Like no one's out there. Just one house, one lady rents it out. People want to go hunting or whatever. They come in. You get a bedroom, like bunk beds. You're staying with other people. Fucking crazy. And there's like a real threat of bears up there.
Right, yeah.
So as we're shooting, they're like, everyone's got fucking guns on them. It was that was a crazy time in my life.
It's weird because it was a job, but it was also like it was cool.
Would you do that show? Like say Travel Channel said, Ari, we want you to we want to film it, but we want to produce you traveling the world. We're gonna fund it. The coolest fucking phone calls I ever got in January. You get a phone call. So name 13 places in the world you want to go this year, and you'd be on the phone with a producer and executive going like, I said Zanzibar. I don't know anything about Zanzibar. Sounds fun. And they're like, okay, cool. Well, how can we get you there? And so then they're like, okay, Tanzania. You know what we can do? We'll do a safari. We'll go to Zanzibar. We'll see there's tortoises there. You can cliff jump there. And like, it was crazy. But what's the matter? Oh, I thought you guys were trying to make eye contact with me. But yeah, that was the coolest thing. Would you do that show?
I don't think I would. Or I would want to edit it.
No, if you...
I want to change it around. Here's my problem. I've thought about this a lot. Like, you go traveling, how do you express all this in form? I've come up with podcasts or writing is probably the best way because there's a thing that I like doing where you get into trouble. You get into like, oh shit, we're missing our train. It's taken off. Hey, pick it up. Let's get there. It's just leaving. Yeah. And you're running and you can't do that with a film crew. You can't have a real conversation with another traveler while there's a camera in their face. So I think there's a way to do it if you want to do like, hey, let me show you the spots you're supposed to go to where let me take you back to a place I've been. I've already scouted. I was talking to Tom Rhodes about this yesterday. They always go, this is one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. They have this and this. All right, we got it. Let's go. And you're like, fuck. It should be like, here's a beach I discovered. I don't know. It might be bigger than you do the research about it. But you can go back to a place. Let me show you my favorite things. That's where I get the sense that Bourdain did, where he was like, let me show you a place I liked. I'll meet you guys in a month. I'll tell you where to come.
Yeah. We did that on the second season of Trip Flip. The exec said, you need to be more like Bourdain.
You need to go out there and see it a little bit.
You gotta, they're like, we want you to get lost. We want you to fucking actually get lost. Get lost one day. It's a great episode. We want you to get lost. We got lost in Australia in a jungle. That guy broke his shoulder doing that.
Wow.
And riding, keep going. That guy, I don't think they're still married. She said yes, but they're not still married. That in Louisiana, catching crawfish and doing a crawfish boil, catching them, fucking crazy. Keep going, flip through them real quick. Mardi Gras, fucking that was a top thrill dragster, 0 to like 306 seconds or something.
Damn,
it was fucking terrifying. I did that ice sculpture. I'm pretty good. That was mushing with in the Iditarod.
Damn, dude.
Polar plunge. That's my first one. Fucking those bikes were fucking hauled ass. Yeah,
it's a fun show, especially at the time of your life.
I should do your show like once every 4 months,
right? Yeah,
because I have a fucking.
There's a few guys that I'm like, hey, you're gonna do it a bunch.
Yeah,
you have the Gio Colorado is like he goes to Iraq and Afghanistan. It's just like I'm like, oh, dude, let's just like when we're free, let's do these.
Yeah,
you're one of those.
All right, I'm gonna plan them out. I'm gonna start with Vietnam. Vietnam was fucking, and I have such crazy pictures.
Yeah, that really helped.
I have such crazy pictures.
It makes it real. And then you see a version of yourself from 10, 12 years ago. You're like, oh yeah, that was me. That's what I looked like.
I remember I'd buy
this week I'm the guest on this one. It's me in China, like 12, 14 years ago. I'm like, look at all that hair. God damn it. Glasses and hair.
It's so funny. The only thing I see is, look how I trimmed my beard. Because I did it really short and I did a line. I keep it lined, and I hate that.
You like the wisp now.
I like a little bit of a wisp.
Yeah.
All right, we should wrap this up. I gotta go fucking pick up Isla. We gotta do a fucking show tonight to kill Tony. It's gonna be fucking epic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you promote?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome.
Got a new podcast. You Be Tripping.
Yeah, check it out. It's on my YMH?
No, it's on its own thing.
Okay.
You Be Tripping Pod on YouTube.
It's doing great.
It's doing great. But I'm also, more importantly, I'm having a lot of fun with it.
That's all.
Getting ahead. I'm doing somewhere. I'm like, when it's time, I'm not bound by, I'm like 20 weeks ahead.
You are?
Pick out whatever I want. And then I'm like, I got some. I'm like, tell me when your special's coming out. Like in 4 months. I'm like, I'll put it out then.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they're all evergreen. Your story about Vietnam could be told today or a year ago or a year from now.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. And it's just like, what are you doing? Come over today. I have my own little fucking studio. We're drunk. Let's go over there. Let's just do it.
Fuck yeah.
Keep it an hour.
When's your special come out?
I just shot it. Want it late September, early October.
Do you know what you're going to do with it?
I don't. I'm not in the industry as much, so I don't really get a say. And trying to pick a date with platforms that aren't even convinced they're going to work with you is tough.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But little fear about YouTube these days.
That's what everyone's saying. But
I'm gonna have a talk with them and see what I can do there. But if they can say like we're not gonna fuck with it, then maybe Netflix, maybe Hulu, maybe I don't know. We'll see.
That's great.
I just gotta edit it, do it, and figure it out.
I think I have a full fucking
what
Lakers uniform.
I got a top.
Oh, you have a top?
Yeah.
I should come out in the full uniform, shoes and everything, rip the shirt off, and then you come out with the shirt on and drop the pants.
You should behind you somehow.
You should go up with the shirt, same Lakers uniform, and drop the pants. You got to hear the pop.
Pop of dropping the pants?
Pop.
Well, what I thought too was like if there's a big stage and just like as whatever, if let's say I had it and I was like pop my head up so you don't see anything, it was like, it's me, Ari Shaffir. And then I slowly come up. It's like, oh, he's wearing a fucking Kobe jersey. And then I come a little higher. It's like, oh, you're fucking naked.
You're not going to see it.
What do you mean not going to see
it? It's too big.
My dick?
No. Your dick's going to still look very big in that arena. No, you're not going to see.
It's not going to register.
It's not going to register the way it is. Because what happens is
I would not know.
If you come out on there's two ways to enter, either the sides or behind. And I'm almost certain they don't have I know. Is it our stage, Pete?
No. I wish I could come out like Psy and just be underneath the fucking thing and just like do it and then
pop.
Just
that would be fucking great. That's gonna be fucking great. All right, let's wrap this up,
buddy.
I love you, buddy.
Love you too.
This episode was brought to you by The Machine.